The story revolves around Lee Do-hyuk, a former core member of the Great Hero Party during the apocalypse in his previous life. He and his comrades fought tenaciously in life-or-death battles against the ruler of an alien race intent on devouring all of humanity. However, despite giving it their all, the last survivors couldn't stand against that absolute dark power. Hanging by a thread, they gambled humanity's last hope on the space-time regression stone. And Do-hyuk was the one entrusted by all his comrades with the heavy burden of turning back time to change destiny. Upon returning to the timeline exactly 7 months before the outbreak, Do-hyuk threw himself into insane, round-the-clock training. But ironically, he waited for half a year, and the apocalypse never came. Everyone just kept enjoying their normal lives. As a result of shouldering a massive debt to prep for doomsday, the once renowned hero now had to work grueling manual labor jobs to adapt to this bitter reality. Amidst being harassed by debt collectors, his sister got furious and offered Do-hyuk a job as her content creation assistant in exchange for half her salary. From that moment on, he decided to become a slave to his sister, Lee Jae-an, officially embarking on a journey into an unpredictable gaming world. 2 decades had passed since space monsters invaded Earth, flooding in like a tidal wave of death. The devastation caused by those ferocious creatures was incalculable. Blood and tears covered everywhere. They burned and leveled cities, destroying every home. Humanity's doomsday was finally at hand. Once bustling metropolises were reduced to ashes, and a sea of flames reaching the sky. Riding their momentum, the monsters focused their forces, launching a frenzied, direct assault on the last line of defense. Unwilling to let them run rampant, humanity poured everything into one final, life-or-death stand. Amidst the desolate ruins, a group of brave warriors gathered, a shout shattering the gloomy atmosphere. "Listen up!" The Dragon Emperor Kabuna stood tall amidst the ranks, roaring majestically. "The only way to end this hopeless war is..." Pausing to catch his breath, he continued, "to eliminate the ruler of the alien race." On the other side of the building, the monsters had also amassed, ready for a bloodbath. The heroes shouted in unison, prepping for a battle with a foregone conclusion. "Fight to our last breath for humanity." The alien horde made their move. The Alpha soared above the flames, muttering bizarre sounds. It seemed to be chanting a destructive spell. After eerie, broken noises, an energy sphere grew in its mouth. Fully charged, the sphere was fired, tearing through space with a terrifying roar and devastating power. The already ruined buildings were flattened into a smooth path of fire, leaving absolutely no signs of life. Somehow, Lee Do-hyuk dashed out from the rubble, his blood-stained face filled with rage. "You bastard!" In a frenzy, he was about to rush the alien head-on. "I'll kill you!" But before he could finish, someone stopped him. "Stop, Lee Do-hyuk!" The one who stopped him was none other than Kabuna, struggling with fatal wounds. Do-hyuk yelled anxiously, "Kabuna, your arm!" The commander's voice trembled with pain. "I'm fine." With his comrades standing behind him, Kabuna warned grimly, "With humanity's current strength, stopping him is impossible. The only way is to use that method." Understanding the implication, Lee Do-hyuk gritted his teeth in sheer helplessness. A trembling female warrior took out a purple marble. "Here it is, the space-time regression stone." Legend had it that it possessed a special power, humanity's sole hope found after 20 years of war. Its owner could return to the past exactly once. Every comrade's eyes turned to Lee Do-hyuk with absolute trust. Kabuna spoke up. "Only one person can use this stone. If someone has to go, it has to be you, Lee Do-hyuk." Kabuna's words made him freeze, struck dumb with shock. They gave him looks full of hope, their blood-stained faces managing encouraging smiles. "Only you, a once-in-a-century genius, can pull this off. The fate of 8 billion people rests in your hands." Looking at his comrades practically begging him, Lee Do-hyuk gritted his teeth and accepted his destiny. "All right." Taking the radiantly glowing stone, he bravely bid his final farewell. "See you in the next life, all of us." The stone's growing light left the surrounding comrades in awe. "It's working." The stone levitated, radiating a mystical energy that pierced straight into Do-hyuk's chest. The sky lit up with a blinding pinkish-purple hue, blending with his lingering final thought. "Let's meet again with smiles." Below, the once luxurious cityscape was drowning in the thick smoke and fire of doomsday. After activating the stone, Du Hyuk's soul detached from his body, leaving a massive hole in his chest from the light beam. A comrade hesitantly announced, "He's gone." Suddenly, they smiled in relief looking at his remains. "I don't know why, but I feel so much lighter." Kabuna stood there with a wry smile. "Now the burden falls entirely on him. Our part is done." The girl looked up at the sky, smiling brightly but speaking with sheer determination. "No, we still have one final job to do." Before them, the Alpha stared down with sheer arrogance, the alien ruler. "At the very least, we have to make one last stand." Watching the monster legion continuously pouring in to take over, she thought to herself, "That's right." Witnessing the horrific scenes they caused, she firmly declared, "The road ahead is still very long." Tightening her grip on her weapon, she charged straight at the enemy, snarling, "One last time." Kabuna didn't hesitate either, leading the charge with a resolute tone. "Let's do this." Cut to early morning in a peaceful city. An alarm clock ringing incessantly annoyed its owner to no end. Inside a messy room, Lee Du-hyuk was sleeping in a highly stylish pose. Woken up, he groggily wondered, "Where am I? My old room? Did I succeed?" Quickly regaining his senses, Du-hyuk secretly plotted, "Thank God I returned to the optimal point. There are still 7 months until the invasion." Realizing the current state of his body, he pondered, "Until then, I have to train this weak body and stockpile resources to face the disaster." Grabbing a jacket off the wall, Du-hyuk reminded himself of his heavy burden. "The lives of 8 billion people depend entirely on me." He hurriedly threw on the jacket and hit the streets, his mind racing with calculations. "This time I need to awaken the moment the first outbreak happens. I have to train so this body can handle the awakening." 7 months passed. At Mount Buchan, Du-hyuk's shout echoed through the forest. "The final moment is here." Standing before a large rock, he held his breath. "In 1 minute and 30 seconds, a cosmic rift will open right here." Gripping an iron bar tightly, Du-hyuk resolved to put up a real fight. "My current body is still far from my peak, but at least it meets the bare minimum." While waiting, he stared intently at the rock. "In 1 minute, the cosmic rift will open, and a massive surge of mana will pour out. Like a baptism, it will forcefully reconstruct the human body, carving an awakening circuit, a mana channel." Lee Du-hyuk lightly swung the iron bar to warm up. "The problem is the alien vanguard will appear at the same time. In Korea, that's the giant ants and four-winged roaches." The chaotic scenes of the apocalypse flashed before his eyes like yesterday. "At my peak, they were just trash, but for newly awakened hunters, even 6 people teaming up would struggle to take down one." The countdown finally arrived, and Du-hyuk thought to himself, "However, with my experience, I can handle it. It's opening," he declared loudly. 5-4. Wasting no time, Du-hyuk quickly got into a defensive stance, ready for battle. 3-2-1. He roared at the rock, "Come on." But the only response was the cold cawing of a crow. No explosion, no cosmic rift. The space remained eerily peaceful. He awkwardly made excuses to hide his embarrassment. "All right, a 10-second margin of error is totally possible, if I wait just a bit longer." And that bit longer stretched into late night. Under the pouring rain, his curses rang out. "It's been 10 hours. What the hell is going on?" Miraculously, Du-hyuk hyped himself back up, believing, "No way, I probably just remembered the wrong date. Tomorrow, I'll definitely come back tomorrow." Then that tomorrow dragged into a week. He stayed on the mountain so long that hikers started whispering, "Good Lord, kid, what are you doing here? Go home, you look like a lunatic." A month flew by. Du-hyuk's persistence finally paid off as people crowded around him like a tourist attraction. "Wow, it's the legendary stone statue guy of Mount Buchan. Stand closer so mommy can take a picture, sweetie." Half a year dragged on. He even made the TV news. "This Zen master has been cultivating on Mount Buchan for half a year. Parents even come here to pray for their kids' exams." His mom and sister saw the broadcast. "Huh, Mom, that's my brother. Good heavens, what is he doing up there?" No matter how long he waited, he couldn't deny that the world remained strangely peaceful. Only his family was scrambling to bring him home after his 6-month disappearance. "Honey, I found Lee Du-hyuk," and so ended his period of hopeless waiting. 3 months since that day. Now a construction worker, a voice called out to him. "Hey, Lee Du-hyuk, are you coming or what?" He yelled back while carrying a heavy sack. I'm coming, seriously. How did I end up as an unskilled laborer? Recalling the apocalypse, he was once praised by thousands with titles. Lone Wolf, Mad Wolf, Demon-Slaying Warrior, the Copy Ninja Kakashi, Genius, Ruler Class Bane, War God, one of the 9 heroes. There were so many titles that I, Lee Du-hyuk, earned in my 10 years as a hunter. As if reliving those glorious days in his memories, Du-hyuk swung his arm, thinking of his final title. And lastly, the Savior. Amidst the crowded city streets, he felt completely out of place. To think a guy like me is just a laborer now, how humiliating, how could I face my comrades? He looked ahead, his heart heavy and confused. No matter how long I waited these past 6 months, there were no outbreaks. No alien species, no awakened ones, none of that exists in this world. Lee Du-hyuk frowned, bitterly accepting reality. In the end, I have to accept that this is a completely different Earth from the one I knew. Even if the multiverse theory is real, I never thought it would happen to me. His back looked lonely amongst the crowd. However, the fact that the disaster didn't happen is truly a blessing for the people of this world. Perhaps due to his positive thinking, the sky seemed bluer to him, even if it means the resistance group's sacrifice was meaningless. Yeah, it's better this way. Du-hyuk opened his arms to the morning sun, enjoying the fresh air. I should enjoy this peace for a while. But right as he was relaxing, his phone suddenly rang. He curiously looked at the screen, and what caught his eye was a barrage of notifications demanding a debt payment of $2,138,465, by the 30th of next month. The endless stream of messages terrorizing his phone left Du-hyuk staring blankly, his eyes practically popping out of his head in shock. A while later, after getting home, Lee Jae-in pulled him down to scold him. Bro, sit down, we need to talk. Du-hyuk frowned in annoyance. Now what? Standing before her deadbeat brother, she started her usual rant. What do you mean, now what? Bro, what the hell have you been doing lately? That's right, she was Lee Jae-in, Lee Du-hyuk's younger sister. Her face twisted in frustration. You're unemployed, so where the heck do you keep disappearing to? Since last year, you've been buying gas masks and all sorts of weird junk. Don't tell me you got roped into a pyramid scheme. Grabbing his collar, she yelled. A year ago, you randomly ran away from home, saying the apocalypse was coming, then hoarded tens of millions of won worth of gear in the basement. Do you know how worried Mom was? Getting chewed out by his sister, Du-hyuk was in tears, full of grievances. Damn it, how was I supposed to know there wouldn't be an apocalypse? Recalling back then, the resistance group was discussing their plan. Kabuna grinned and told him, First off, borrow money from wherever you can. Hearing that, he was confused. Money? Kabuna nodded. Yeah, loan sharks or whatever, gather everything you can to prep for the disaster. Then what? He eagerly awaited the next step. Kabuna raised an eyebrow mockingly. What do you mean? Who's gonna care about money then? Pausing for a few seconds, he kept rambling. Once the outbreak happens, the world is screwed anyway. Nobody's gonna be sane enough to collect debts. Yet, life isn't a dream, and this world remained ironically peaceful. The more he thought about it, the more frustrated he got. In other words, I can't just ditch the massive debt I took on. Seeing him like that, his sister got even more annoyed and yelled louder. Look at you, crying and sulking like you actually did the right thing. Tired from talking, Lee Jae-in let go, crossed her arms, and gave him an ultimatum. Seriously, you're working manual labor lately to pay off all that crap, right? I'll pay you a salary, so help me make content instead. A clueless expression appeared on Du-hyuk's handsome face. Huh, that content thing where you wear weird stuff on your head, she slowly explained. I need to beat this 2-player game and I need your help. Hitting his blind spot, he panicked. Me, but I've never played games before. Lee Jae-in sighed at her blockhead brother. You're good at sports, you'll adapt fast. Besides, who else can I even ask right now? Not caring much for her nonsense, Du-hyuk slowly stood up to leave. Give it a rest. How much do you even make from streaming that content anyway? 15 million, she replied without hesitation. As that number brushed past his ears, he practically saw the halo of capitalism. Huh. Pulling out her phone, she proudly showed off her income. I make 15 million a month. I'll split half of it with you as your salary. The golden light of wealth made him instantly surrender. Wow, my sister is shining so bright. And just like that, the savior of humanity, Lee Du-hyuk, officially sold himself to capitalism. Sitting in the advanced gaming pod, she asked. Ready to dive in? Wearing the gear he previously mocked, he yelled. Yes, master, officially becoming his sister's slave. The light from the machine illuminated her excited face. Then let's begin. The progress bar quickly filled up. Full dive. Stepping into the game was a dreary, gray world, and the two landed looking incredibly badass. This game was called It Kills 2, a world where you had to face enemies by grinding levels, a game with insanely high difficulty. Welcome to the world of horror. This was a close combat horror adventure game dubbed the Graveyard for Newbies. The system screen popped up amidst the stormy, ominous atmosphere. Players have arrived. The two looked around as the notification rang out. The game begins. Excited comments flooded in. They really made this abandoned house look super creepy. Jayan shrank back in fear, clinging to Du-hyuk while the crowd teased. So cowardly. If I had to do a courage test there, I'd probably cry. For real. But Du-hyuk hardly cared, just thinking to himself. They call this creepy? This house looks perfect for a good night's sleep. Meanwhile, Jayan was shivering, mumbling, Du-hyuk, let's take it slow. The two then headed inside, and he gently reminded her. All right, stick close to me. The view count was jumping, walking in like it's nothing. Chu looks so cute when she's scared, but is it okay to just walk in bare-handed like that? The moment Du-hyuk stepped onto the porch, the system panel immediately displayed a notification. After receiving a letter from your ex-wife, you and your current wife have arrived at the abandoned house where she disappeared. Jayan screamed in panic. What just popped up? Finding it annoying, he just swiped the system panel away. What's this? The notification chimed again, skipping tutorial. Now it was Jayan's turn to blow up. Are you crazy? This game is already hard, how dare you skip the tutorial? Du-hyuk could only scratch his head to explain. Sorry, it was in the way, so I just clicked without thinking. Jayan could only sigh helplessly. Seriously, it's my fault for trusting this total noob. The chat mocked them again, acting like she's not a noob herself. Classic double standards from Chu, so cute. Seeing her brother was unreliable, she turned to flatter the netizens. Hey guys, give me some tips, I haven't watched any guides at all. They enthusiastically replied. Hilarious. You'll figure it out when you die. First, you gotta grind for weapons, look around for clues. Comments poured in with instructions. The key is the flashbang, you can't do anything to the boss without a weapon. Run for your life. Jayan fully believed them. Flashbang. See the boss, run. The chat kept buzzing. The most important thing is the difficulty setting. Whatever you do, don't pick realistic mode. But the more you forbid it, the more people want to try. Right after they mentioned it, the system announced, selection complete, realistic mode. The chat exploded once again. Holy shit, realistic mode. Jayan angrily questioned, you lunatic, what did you do this time? Why do you keep trolling me? Du-hyuk defended himself. I just wanted to see if the doorknob would open and something weird just popped up. Netizens laughed it up. This Du is like a sitcom. Lost the run on the very first try. She sank into despair. Oh my god, the prize for beating this challenge on the first try is over 1,000,000 won, someone sighed. Chu looks so cute even in despair. The system panel relayed the quest info. User Lipshu has placed a 1,000,000 won bounty, clear realistic mode in 3 tries. Time remaining, 47 hours 59 minutes. Immediately followed by, User Chu's Guardian has placed a 500,000 won bounty, clear realistic mode and enjoy it leisurely, unlimited tries. Time remaining, 47 hours 59 minutes. Hearing about the massive prize, the two instantly perked up. Yes, at your command, great lords Lipshu and Chu's Guardian. Despair is a luxury we are not allowed to have. Du-hyuk took the lead, opening the door to enter. The commenters were amused. Truly the capitalist slave siblings. The healing power of money is miraculous. Damn, look at that serious expression. Suddenly, an upside-down corpse slapped right into their view. Jayan once again let out a terrified scream. Everyone went wild. Number 1 haunted house getting spicy already. Check behind the corpse. Hearing that, Jayan shoved Du-hyuk forward. Du-hyuk, you do it. Someone reminded them. There's probably a hatchet and a pistol there. He tossed the pistol right to Jayan. Here, she was surprised. Du-hyuk, I don't know how to use a gun. Seeing that, he pointed at the hatchet and asked, Really? Then are you confident using a hatchet? She immediately backpedaled, muttering, Never mind, it's been my dream to be a sniper since I was a kid. Suddenly, a swarm of bugs lunged out of nowhere to attack. The commenters cheered. Here it comes, the noob meat grinder neck snapper bugs. Jayan hugged her head in fear, planning her escape route immediately. At the same time, Do Hyuk lunged forward, blocking the bug's attack to protect his sister. Viewers gasped, "Holy shit, what the hell?" He blocked a neck snapper bug with one hand. He charged forward, swinging the hatchet and cleaving the bug in two in the blink of an eye. It shrieked in anger, but it was launched into the air by Do Hyuk. He shoved its severed arm right down its throat, and the crowd went wild. "Wow, look at that! Damn, one hit and it's buried." Before this wave even ended, another one rushed in. He kept charging forward relentlessly, while the comment section went crazy. "Look, over there too, 3 more neck snapper bugs are coming." Do Hyuk gritted his teeth, launching himself at breakneck speed. The bugs also lunged at him, frantically from all sides. Do Hyuk gathered his momentum, leaping high into the air with expert precision. Instantly, cold streaks of light slashed through the air. In the blink of an eye, the bugs had their limbs severed, falling to pieces. With a small hatchet in hand, Do Hyuk was sweeping through them like a war god, and everyone exploded. "Holy shit, this is insane! Am I seeing things?" Finally, the bugs were wiped out completely, and he breathed a sigh of relief. The chat got even louder. "Unreal. Somebody explain this. Can anyone tell me what just happened? Big bro is safe, phew." With a face covered in blood, Do Hyuk turned back and asked, "Jayan, you were pretty scared, huh?" Spooked out of her mind by his bloodthirsty look, she immediately fired a shot, making him blurt out, "Oh shit. System notification, mission failed. Player Do Hyuk has died." Jayan finally came to her senses and rushed over. "Wah, bro, I'm sorry my hand slipped." Info popped up, "Mission failed. Replay load game exit game." The crowd burst into laughter. User Army Poet gifted 1001. What did I just watch? Is this a comedy sketch? In an apartment somewhere, a voice exclaimed, "No way, taking down neck snapper bugs that easily." It was Blackork, a horror game content expert. "Even in realistic mode, 2 of them is my limit." He grew increasingly shocked. Yet he took down 4 with just a hatchet. Wait, what was his name again? The system began loading player data. The Lee siblings also restarted the game. The commenters were still buzzing. "LMAO, what a tragicomedy. I'm laughing my ass off." Jayan apologized. "Do Hyuk, I'm so sorry my hand really slipped." Someone teased. "Look at him, he's fuming." He turned to her, speaking in a low voice. "It's fine, Jayan, it's my fault." Jayan called out softly, "Do Hyuk." Suddenly, Do Hyuk angrily smacked his sister on the head, hurting her badly. "I never should have given a gun to an idiot like you," Jayan whined. "I said I was sorry. I'll do better next time." He finally let it go. "There won't be a next time, just follow me quietly, I'm speedrunning this." She pouted. "Let's see what you can do without me." Once again, powerful hatchet swings rained down on the unlucky bugs. They were quickly minced into tiny pieces. But this time, the war god, Do Hyuk, was carrying his sister along. The chat was blown away. "It's even faster when Chu does nothing. Deadweight Chu." The comment struck a nerve with Jayan while Do Hyuk gloated. "See, I can carry this all by myself." Then he suggested, "Now let's redistribute our roles." She asked, clueless, "Roles?" Do Hyuk moved forward, announcing loudly, "I'll handle weapons, close combat, farming items, and scouting." Jayan was still confused. "Then what do I do?" The truth hurts, and Do Hyuk glared at his destructive sister, scolding her. "Just be a good girl and focus on cheering, period." Everyone agreed. "Haha, okay, support role locked in." Jayan cried out, embarrassed. "Hey, this is my game, what do you mean I just stand around and cheer?" But he couldn't care less. "All right, let's keep moving." The crowd laughed again. He shut her down instantly, forced to get carried. Do Hyuk entered the next door while Jayan called out fearfully from behind. "Eek, wait for me." The chat hyped them up. All right, here we go, it's showtime." Right in the middle of the room was a massive, growling figure, Brute. The mid-boss of it kills too. Jayan lost her cool again, screaming and shoving her brother hard toward the monster. Yikes, there it is. Seeing this, the monster roared and charged. Do Hyuk could only curse, "Hey, you idiot." Jayan was as useless as always. "Eek, sorry." The netizens laughed even harder. "Ha ha ha, team killing again. I'm dying over here, guys." He tried to dodge Brute's crushing punch. Then he countered with a devastating kick. Go down. Du Hyuk vaulted onto Brute's back as the monster collapsed from the kick. He raised his hatchet high, thinking, compared to the era I lived through, monsters like this. The axe blade tore through the air as he roared, are nothing. Comments popped up, he's treating Brute like a toy, but Brute's skin is super thick. And indeed, the monster was preparing to counterattack. Someone shouted, you can't pierce that skin with just a hatchet, that's why newbies usually have to run away. Suddenly, Du Hyuk yelled, if this doesn't work. Then he stomped hard on the back of the hatchet, buried deep in the monster's back. Instantly, Brute's thick hide was completely pierced. Then I'll make it work. The crowd fell silent as the massive Brute collapsed. A newbie just sent Brute packing. User Lipshu gifted 1001. Did he actually just kill it? Someone doubted, is this a joke or are they actually playing? Even Jayan couldn't believe it. I don't know either. The comment section was still chaotic. Holy shit, first time seeing someone kill Brute with a hatchet. Brute isn't meant to be killed, man. Du Hyuk was puzzled. Huh, why not? It's super easy. His words left them speechless. Hilarious. Usually, only hardcore players armed to the teeth can kill it, and only after getting the crap beaten out of them. A big question was raised. You're really not a newbie, are you? Jayan immediately shot back. No way, my brother is a total newbie. That person still didn't believe it. If you're so confident, show us the status window. Jayan ordered, Sai, fine, open the status window, bro. The status panel appeared, play history. It kills 2 playtime, 6.6 hours stats, 134. The crowd was startled. Huh, he really hasn't even played for a day. Then the focus shifted to the number 134. Wow, forget that, look at this. What the hell, his stats are 134. He looked at the roaring comments, terrified his identity would be exposed. When new players start, even pro athletes only have 125. 140 is considered the human limit. What's the world record? 147. They cheered seeing that Du Hyuk's abilities were in the top 0.01%. Whoa, look at his detailed stats, guys. Holy crap, are you a cyborg or something? Du Hyuk looked visibly smug. So all that grueling training for the apocalypse finally has a use. Meanwhile, Jayan felt heartbroken. Just how badly did that pyramid scheme exploit you to make you this ripped? She suddenly burst into tears. Did you even get to eat properly there? I promise I'll treat you well from now on. He thought she was possessed. What the heck? Black Orc gifted 10,001. Wow, that's impressive. She suddenly stopped crying and asked, Huh, Black Orc, is it really you? Other viewers were also stunned. Holy crap, the first person to unlock the hidden root in it kills 2 is here. Du Hyuk was curious. Hidden root, the person explained. Normally, Brute catches the players and the story continues from there. They recounted the past achievement. But Black Orc was the first to kill it and unlock the hidden root. It took him 7 tries with all sorts of weapons. It was a bloodbath. Du Hyuk assessed. 7 tries? Makes sense, not everyone is good at games. I mean, if you're not good, that's inevitable. The chat got noisy again. LMAO, officially announcing Black Orc is a noob. Ha, only Axeman Du Hyuk would dare say that. Even the man himself outside was speechless. Not good at games, haha. He reviewed Du Hyuk's performance and noted, anyway, for someone who's never played this game or even tried full dive VR to take down Brute with just a hatchet. He typed frantically, I was just gonna watch for a bit and leave, but this is definitely gonna be viral content. The system showed a notification. Black Orc gifted 10,001. If you don't mind, can I give you a mission? Someone else cheered. I'm trying to find some joy while streaming. Jayan was confused. Mission? What mission? Immediately, the info arrived. Black Orc has placed a 1,000,001 bounty. Clear the game using only a hatchet, no other weapons allowed. Time remaining, 47 hours 50 minutes. The two were overjoyed, practically throwing a festival because they were about to strike it rich. The chat buzzed, but clearing the game with just a hatchet, never mind Brute, how are they gonna beat the other bosses? Orc, don't you think that's going too far? It Kills 2 has all kinds of monsters, not just humanoids. Asking them to beat everything with that tiny hatchet is basically telling them to give up. Outside, he cheerfully reconsidered. Seems a hatchet is a bit much, huh? Then a crowbar and a chainsaw. Suddenly, the system announced, mission accomplished. Black Orc gifted 1,000,001. Turns out Du Hyuk slipped up again. Jian screamed. "What did you do now?" He didn't know either. "I meant to accept the hatchet mission, but I accidentally hit complete." Du Hyuk had no choice but to grab his sister and charge ahead. "Well, what's done is done. We have to finish this mission at all costs," she screamed. "Stop being crazy." Another monster appeared, Egrand, the second boss, capable of slicing players in half with insane speed. Black Orc was stunned. "That chainsaw arm just needs to graze you and you're dead. The damage is insane and its attack patterns are super complex." He evaluated mentally. Normally, one player has to use heavy firepower to stun and aggro it, while the other targets its weak spot. This cycle of aggro and attacking is the official strategy to deal with Egrand, so a two-person team is mandatory. The system chimed. Black Orc gifted 10,001, but what's with that crazy playstyle? In the game, Du Hyuk capitalized on an opening right as Egrand lunged forward. He instantly swung a fatal hatchet blow right into its stomach. It howled in agonizing pain. Du Hyuk thought to himself, "What official strategy? In my time, if we didn't have weapons, we'd have to bite them to death." He readied another swing. If there's no set method, you find a way at all costs, and among the hunters, I was the absolute best monster killer. Egrand's chainsaw finally had a chance to strike. This so-called official strategy from a 5-year-old VR world, compared to the anti-monster tactics I developed during humanity's 20-year war. But he easily dodged it. It's no different from a children's picture book against an enemy reliant on speed. Du Hyuk swung his axe hard into its calf. All you need to do is destroy its source of mobility. Then he kicked it flying like a punching bag. Once you break the enemy's speed and balance, the finishing blow will be. Egrand furiously tried to charge again. Aimed straight at the neck, the weak point of humanoid monsters' strike. Thinking and acting as one, he charged forward with his hatchet without hesitation. The sharp blade bit deep into Egrand's flesh. But Du Hyuk suddenly realized something was wrong. Commenters watched in panic as Egrand caught the axe barehanded. "Oh crap, the hatchet is stuck." Seizing the moment, it gathered momentum and swung its chainsaw hard. The sharp saw roared, getting closer and closer. Witnessing this, Jian screamed in absolute terror. Egrand swung the chainsaw wildly, aiming to cut through iron like mud. But with his vast combat experience, Du Hyuk lightly leapt into the air, dodging the attack perfectly. Viewers could only drop their jaws at this impossible reflex. He dodged it. Look, its chainsaw broke. A second later he landed, using all his strength to crush the enemy's broken chainsaw under his foot. Comments rolled in constantly. "This is tense, but if he can't break through Egrand's defense, it's all for nothing." With its weapon destroyed, it roared in fury, deciding to fight barehanded. Whenever this giant felt danger approaching, its defense skyrocketed to terrifying levels. Du Hyuk gritted his teeth and shouted, his aura overwhelming. "If your defense goes up, I just need to hit harder and smash it to pieces." Facing an opponent many times his size, he channeled all his power into his legs, delivering a thunderous finishing blow. The chainsaw blade under his foot was stomped on so hard it deformed completely, twisting pitifully. A furious slash came down mercilessly. Egrand's head flew off its neck, blood spraying all over the arena. Du Hyuk clenched his teeth, pouring his last ounce of strength into the final strike. One-hit kill. The giant collapsed like a bag of minced meat, while he lost his balance and crashed straight into the wall. After taking down Egrand, Du Hyuk chuckled to himself, exhaling a sigh of relief. This guy was a little tough to chew. Jian rushed over, throwing her hands in the air, screaming in excitement. "My brother did it! We won!" Viewers were completely mind-blown. He said it was tough to chew but logged him out in one hit. What a legend. So entertaining to watch. A user named Doyukchu donated 100,001 with a message. "How are you so good at this?" Du Hyuk just smiled awkwardly and explained. "Ah, that guy is much easier than you think." He began narrating his secret. "You just need to analyze its muscle movements and the direction of its pivot foot, then aim precisely at the ankle it uses to balance during attacks. I completely neutralized its speed." Du Hyuk calmly continued explaining his technique in detail. "And before it can even strike, if you can read the movement of its shoulder muscles along with the tension in its biceps, you can easily predict the direction and timing of the attack." As he spoke, he demonstrated it live for the audience. He dashed forward so fast he left blurred afterimages. Then just dodge like I did earlier and hit Egrand as hard as you can. The chat started blowing up in awe. Unreal, moving like it's a movie. Master Axeman, pretty sure only a 5,000,000 setup could pull this off. Duhayak sighed in relief, replying, "It's easy," the viewers teased again. "If you can do this, you can probably dodge bullets too, huh?" He picked up the hatchet and described with utter confidence. "That's even easier. Bullets travel in straight lines, you just look at the barrel to dodge or block it with the axe if you have to." The viewers burst out laughing at this overwhelming confidence. "Haha, sounds too easy. Come on, no matter how you explain it, you're the only one who can actually do it." Right then, Giant spoke up from behind. "Bro, there's a tunnel here." Duhayak turned and replied, "Oh really, wait up." The viewers were eagerly anticipating the next part. "Finally time for an ambush, huh?" Duhayak didn't forget to interact with the audience, smiling lightly. "Anyway, we don't have much time, so I'll explain things as we go." Giant, having just found a new weapon, called out, "Wait a sec, bro, there's another hatchet." A viewer chimed in. "Oh right, when you beat Egrand, it drops a machine gun and a hatchet." He grabbed the weapon, accidentally blurting out, "Oh, dual hatchets. Back in the day, I killed countless monsters with a pair of these." Luckily, Giant didn't notice because she was terrified by the sight ahead. "Bro, look behind you." A horde of frenzied zombies charged forward, howling wildly as if wanting to tear apart anything in their path. These were the enhanced zombies. The siblings froze at the horrific sight. Viewers excitedly commented, "Here we go, massive enhanced zombie ambush." Instantly, a hatchet swung down, cutting through the air, but one zombie managed to raise its arm and block it in a split second. But blocking was useless. Duhayak spun with the hatchets, delivering a wide arcing slash that decapitated several nearby zombies on the spot. Witnessing that power, the remaining zombies froze in shock. He continued to chop off heads as if he were just warming up. This made the viewers unable to believe their eyes. Are these enhanced zombies made of tofu or something? How are they getting sliced so cleanly? Master Axeman is the GOAT. Duhayak fought while leisurely explaining. "It's not that hard, I showed you guys earlier. Dodge like this, focus all your strength, and hit the humanoid monster's weak spots." With every swing of the hatchet, a head fell, extremely swift and decisive. He cleanly sliced a zombie's neck. "Aim right for the neck like this." The viewers erupted in laughter. "Haha, see? Easy as pie, guys. Master Axeman is really the Bob Ross of it kills, too." Someone felt something was off and questioned it. "But why is the difficulty so unreal? Normally, there's only around 10 of them. Where did dozens of them come from? Even Master Axeman is gonna eat dirt this time." The more he killed, the more densely the zombies appeared. Duhayak gritted his teeth and decided, "All right, guess I'll have to put a little more effort into this." His eyes widened, his whole body tensed up, pouring all his strength into a complex maneuver, aiming straight for the fatal weak points of the entire horde. With a powerful explosive shockwave, zombie heads fell like a downpour on a battlefield. Viewers were amazed once again. "Whoa, was that a tornado? Hype it up, guys, a tornado." After non-stop slaughter, the zombie horde was finally wiped out. His body started feeling dizzy, and he threw up everything in his stomach from overexertion. A massive number of viewers were drawn in by that last move. "Holy shit, the entire front line was chopped clean. Bow down to Master Axeman." They kept commenting, "Are you getting vertigo from the tornado? But seriously, instead of playing these games, why don't you try Rise of Valhalla?" Duhayak panted and replied, "Rise of Valhalla, is that another game?" At this moment, Giant held something up. "Look at this. I found a clue about the antidote for this monster crisis." Duhayak asked, bewildered. "A clue?" she quickly explained. "Yeah, this notebook is covered in blood, so it's a bit hard to read, but according to the notes." Giant detailed the information. "There's a mutant strain that created all the variants, from the neck snappers to the zombies. Do you remember the trailer near that house before we came in here?" Duhayak confirmed he remembered. She continued, "It says here that the antidote for this variant is located there." With an excited face, she analyzed the plan. "We just need to grab it and spray it through the mansion's sprinkler system. Once they get hit with the antidote, all the mutants will be visibly weakened." The viewers agreed with this strategy. The next boss is gonna be super tough without the antidote. Yeah, no antidote means you're going in blind. he was still a bit skeptical. Really? Doesn't sound too bad, should we give it a try? His expression made the viewers laugh. Showing off his confidence, guys, but wait, with his skills, he might actually pull it off. Seeing this, Giant panicked and yelled. Wait, what if we fail? Du Hyuk sighed. Plus, it's a hassle to walk all the way out there from here. Right then, the system announced. Black Orc has issued a 100,000 won bounty mission. Defeat the next boss without using the antidote. Time remaining, 47 hours 59 minutes. Seeing money about to hit his pockets, his eyes instantly lit up. Well, if that's what Black Orc wants. On the other side, Giant also flipped faster than lightning. An educated man truly is different. This sudden 180 made the audience die of laughter. Haha, there they go again, the capitalist slave siblings, so serious the moment money is mentioned. Just then, a mechanism in the cellar started moving. She gasped, confused. The floor is collapsing, Du Hyuk followed up. Looks like we have to go down there. He jumped down first and signaled. Let's go, jump on my shoulders. Giant, surprised, hurriedly jumped. Wait, hold on. Du Hyuk landed safely with a cinematic landing, but his sister's terrified scream from behind ruined the serious mood. A comment popped up. Welcome to the sewer maze. Giant pinched her nose, complaining. Gross, what is this awful smell? He smiled brightly, thinking to himself. This smell brings back memories. I basically had to live in the sewers back then to hide from the aliens. Just then a rat ran across, making her scream in fear. Oh my God, a rat! In stark contrast, Du Hyuk cheered with sheer delight. Sewer rats make the best soup. The broth is absolute top tier. But a second later, a swarm of giant rats appeared, looking extremely aggressive. Giant stuttered, unable to form words. Ah, rats, giant rats. But in his eyes, they were just an abundant food source. Delicious, giant rat meat, here I come. Seeing Du Hyuk charge forward, the alpha rat flinched, an uneasy feeling washing over it. He rushed in, slashing lightning fast, dispatching the rats in the blink of an eye. Before the giant rats could even figure out what was happening, they were all sent to the afterlife. Holding a rat leg in his hand, Du Hyuk's eyes sparkled. Acquired the premium hind leg of a rat. Unable to wait any longer, Du Hyuk shoved the raw rat meat straight into his mouth. Bon appetit! Giant was so shocked she froze. Hey, you maniac, why are you eating that? But before he could even bite into the meat, a rock flew out of nowhere, knocking his prey away. A terrifying pressure radiated out as the ceiling was smashed, leaving a massive hole. The next two monsters appeared. They were late-stage boss monsters, infamous for their deadly tentacles and insane regeneration. With grotesque, tentacle-covered bodies, the killing intent they emitted made anyone tremble in fear. The viewers were watching nervously. Holy crap, why did those things spawn here before they even got to the boss room? Giant screamed in panic. What the hell are those? Why are there two of them? Run, bro. The audience also felt it was unfair. Is the AI difficulty setting broken or something? Definitely a game bug. Someone wondered, wait, what is Du Hyuk doing? The two monsters were also speechless at being completely ignored. He was crying, fishing around in the sewage water. My rat meat, it was so hard to feel the joy of eating garbage again. Blood rushed to his head and he roared furiously. You bastards, how dare you ruin my rat meat? I won't let you get away with this. Viewers typed frantically. He's raging because he couldn't eat the sewer rat meat. What exactly is this guy? A survival expert or special forces? The boss charged to attack, but with his agile body, Du Hyuk dodged effortlessly. Giant stood to the side, yelling in frustration. This is too much. Why do these bugged events always target us? In the real world, Black Orc finally understood the reason. In realistic mode, the initial difficulty is set based on the player's stats, and Du Hyuk's stats far exceed the normal limits of it kills too. He quickly typed, Black Orc gifted 100,000 won, that's probably why this crazy stuff is happening. Just then he was knocked back, crashing straight into the wall. Comments popped up again, but pulling out two chaos monsters is going way too far, right? The two monsters continuously took turns lunging forward to attack. Chaos attacked in rapid waves, but Du Hyuk dodged almost all of them. It's fine. His sharp hatchet slashes cleanly cut off their tentacles, and Du Hyuk laughed gleefully. Now this is fun, viewers exclaimed. This guy has the mindset of a real serial killer, but don't celebrate too early. An experienced player chimed in to analyze. Chaos has ridiculous regeneration. It'll heal that wound in a heartbeat, just watch. Just as predicted, its tentacles began to grow back. The moment it took damage, it had already. One Chaos puffed its cheeks, spewing out a thick cloud of dark green smoke. That person continued their analysis. It's gonna use poison gas to attack. The poison spread so fast, Du Hyuk didn't have time to react. Jayan's health bar plummeted. Ah, bro, we're poisoned. We can only last 10 more minutes. The viewers couldn't help but marvel at the intense drama. What a crazy event, having to fight chaos with infinite regen while poisoned. This battle is literal hell difficulty. Du Hyuk didn't falter, swinging and roaring. If it regens. He poured all his strength into slicing its legs off. Then I'll just keep smashing it to pieces. Very quickly, the chaos's head fell, and its limbs were severed from its body. Du Hyuk roared, until it can't regenerate anymore. But all efforts seemed useless. The monster kept regenerating, arms and legs growing back at an unimaginably terrifying speed. Body parts kept sprouting out, stretching long endlessly. Witnessing that, Jayan shouted in frustration. We chopped off its head, why does it keep coming back to life? A comment popped up to remind them. Chaos has infinite regeneration unless you destroy its heart. The chaos charged madly once again. Reading the comment, Du Hyuk paused for a beat. Immediately after, he quickly changed his strategy. Its heart, so that's its core. Instantly, he leapt high, severing the guy's arm. Sharp tentacles stabbed straight down, blood spraying everywhere. Jayan screamed in panic. Bro, the viewers were also on the edge of their seats. What was that? Did he get hit? Turns out he managed to dodge to the side, making the chaos kill its own partner. The audience erupted in excitement. Unbelievable, absolutely incredible. Du Hyuk jumped to the side, standing firm as he watched the scene. The chat was filled with admiration. He tricked the enemy into destroying the other one's heart. That's insane. Did he plan this from the start? Realizing it fell for a trap, the chaos glared at Du Hyuk, opening its mouth wide as if to eat him alive. He didn't hesitate, springing high into the air and slashing straight down at its head. Du Hyuk used all his might to cleave straight down the middle. Just like that, the chaos was sliced in half, blood spraying everywhere. He stood proudly on the monster's chest, smiling with pure satisfaction. The viewers flooded the chat with praise. Holy shit, you can do that. Mom, when I grow up I want to dual-wield hatchets like him. Chant Lord Du Hyuk's name, guys. Jayan also couldn't stop praising him. You're amazing, bro. The system chimed. Chaos extermination mission complete. Her eyes started sparkling. Everyone, after witnessing such an absolute peak performance, surely you guys want to donate a little something. The viewers felt helpless. Here we go, smooth transition to begging for donos. Turn on tipping mode, guys. Notifications popped up constantly. User-only action games donated 100,000 won. Absolutely insane, master. User McLaren donated $100. So freaking cool. User Calchemler donated 50,000 won. Has this guy gotten his mental health checked yet? Watching the numbers jump, Jayan was overjoyed. Thank you all so much. I'll use this money to buy meat to bulk up my brother. Seeing this, Du Hyuk silently judged. Good lord, is that all real money? Just how much did she make today? She sighed, turning to ask him, what now? Do you want to keep going? He smiled lightly and replied, I've been playing for about 8 hours. Let's stop here for today. This made the viewers incredibly disappointed. It's only been 8 hours. You gotta grind for at least 18 hours. How can you abandon us so cruelly, bro? Du Hyuk pointed at his head and explained, my focus is starting to slip. Plus, since it's my first time in VR, I think I'm getting a little motion sickness. Hearing that, the viewers understood. Well, if you put it that way, fair enough, but next time you have to play longer. He smiled friendly and replied, got it. Next time I come back, I'll clear this whole place out. Jayan winked playfully, saying goodbye. That's all for now, bye-bye. Even though they exited the game, the chat remained extremely active. The boss is right there, just fight it. Wait, why did we say they couldn't quit but they did it anyway? But didn't we just witness a new page of history being written? The scene shifted elsewhere, the comments still incredibly lively. Exactly, this is the beginning of a legend. What do you think, Blackork? Blackork sighed deeply, filled with emotion. Seriously, who on earth is this guy? We have to admit it, he's completely insane. He pondered in utter shock. If his skills in It Kills 2 are already this terrifying, what will it be like in other games? Recalling Do Hyuk's horrifying combat scenes, Black Orc concluded firmly. If this guy plays another game, it's guaranteed to be a hit. No, it'll definitely be a global blockbuster. In that moment, he made up his mind. Now is not the time to hesitate. This person, I absolutely have to recruit him. Loud cheers echoed through the house in the dead of night. Bro, that was awesome. How are you so good? Giant excitedly swung a frying pan wildly, her movements as smooth as if she had trained with dual hatchets her whole life. Like this, and this, whoosh whoosh. Do Hyuk squeezed his eyes shut, dodging the pan that flew right past him. Hey, stop it right now before you actually hit me. No wonder you're gonna die single. Giant angrily shot back. What? I have plenty of good options. I'm a certified hot girl. Do Hyuk quickly compromised. Yeah, sure, you've been single since the womb, but keep dreaming, sweetie. She suddenly stopped, her tone turning serious. But seriously, how did you do that? You look like some crazy drug addict back there. Do Hyuk explained casually. I just moved naturally and it just worked out, she mumbled in annoyance. Lucky bastard with natural talent. She pondered deeply. Well, he always had insane athletic ability since we were kids, if it weren't for that cursed fortune teller's prediction back then. Jian recalled the prophecy from years ago. He is destined to become the savior of this world. The old scene flashed back. Hearing that, her parents gasped in awe. Our little boy? Jian sighed internally, never expecting her parents to blindly believe such nonsense. She reminisced. It was precisely because of that reason that despite the gym teachers begging for years, her parents stubbornly refused. In her mind, the image of the poor teacher appeared. Ma'am, Do Hyuk's brain is just for decoration. He was born to. Her mom immediately snapped. Shut up. She still clearly remembered her dad violently dragging the teacher outside. How dare you hold back the future Secretary General of the UN? Jian looked at her brother thoughtfully. If they had listened to that teacher back then, at least you'd have a few Olympic medals by now. Mom and Dad regret it every single day. Do Hyuk looked up lazily, asking, what? Jian sighed heavily. Whatever, but hey, since you have the skills, why don't you try doing content creation yourself? Do Hyuk pointed at himself skeptically. Content creation, me. Jian excitedly held up her phone. You saw the viewers' reactions today, right? With those top-tier skills, I guarantee you'll blow up, no question about it. Do Hyuk pondered. Come to think of it, it really has been a long time. Memories flooded back. Before returning to the past, he had spent over 10 grueling years just fighting to stay alive. If I didn't kill the space monsters in front of me, I'd be the one lying dead. He reflected bitterly. His previous life was so monotonous and deadly that he was sick to his stomach of it. Do Hyuk remembered those brutal scenes. That battle in the VR game was the most thrilling thing I've tasted in a long, long time. He clenched his fists. But that doesn't mean I miss those hellish days. He clicked his tongue and said, but anyway, it was pretty fun. Jian's eyes lit up. So you agree to do it, right? Do Hyuk replied realistically. I still have a mountain of debt to pay off. Let me think this through carefully. She tried her best to persuade him. Oh my God, you idiot. Because of the debt, you should stream even more. Just with the bounty Black Orc gave out earlier, you pocketed 3 million won today alone. Do Hyuk was so shocked his jaw dropped. 3 million? In just one day, then I can clear this debt in no time. Jian sat back in her chair like a queen. Make sure you do a good job, you hear me? By the way, do you even have enough money to buy a gaming pod? He respectfully offered her a plate of fruit, flattering her. Oh dear, I'm relying entirely on the debit card of the greatest sister in the solar system. Jian gloated endlessly. Let's do it. I'm in a good mood today. It's just a pod for my big brother, right? It's on me. Do Hyuk flattered her like crazy to keep the sweet deal. My sister is #1. Enjoying the admiration, she urged him on enthusiastically. Keep going, praise me more, let's hear it. As Jian was about to pay, her phone suddenly vibrated. I got a message. She suddenly cheered. Oh, bro, look at this. Do Hyuk asked anxiously. What? Are the VR pods sold out? Jian happily announced. No, Black Orc sent you a private message. He suddenly realized. Ah, the guy who first discovered It Kills 2's hidden route. She pointed at her phone screen, super excited. That super famous streamer, he wants to collab with you, isn't that awesome? Do Hyuk exclaimed in shock. Collab. He instantly waved his hands in refusal. Are you crazy? No way. Jian looked ready to explode. What? Why not? Do you know how famous he is? Just teaming up with him once will make our view count skyrocket. Du Hyuk hugged his chest defensively. Knock it off. You want me to go mingle with that guy just for a gaming pod? I respect his preferences, but I'm strictly into girls. He covered his face, crying dramatically. Are you so obsessed with views that you'd push your own brother down the path of gay baiting? You monster! Jian's face darkened. This bastard! Should I just snap his neck right now? The next day, the atmosphere in the house was bustling. The gaming pod installation is complete, followed by profuse thanks. Yes, thank you so much. Goodbye. Du Hyuk appeared with a swollen, bruised face full of resentment. That brat! She should have explained it clearly. She made me think a collab meant doing that. He sighed, reassuring himself. Well, once you throw the spear, you gotta follow it. I have to go all out this time. Du Hyuk sat inside the pod. This was a high-end model bought with Jian's card on a 12-month installment plan. Since his sister insisted it was essential equipment for his future streaming career, he went ahead and added a few modern features, bumping the price up to 20 million won. He thought deeply. We've fought like cats and dogs since we were kids, but she's actually a softie at heart. Don't worry, Jian, your big brother will use this machine to rake in mountains of cash, pay off all the debt, and buy you lots of gifts. He booted up the screen. The system announced, full dive, initiating game search. Du Hyuk browsed the categories. Let's see, maybe I should try a game mode instead of realistic simulation this time. He selected his target. If I pick a game that lets me use near-superhuman stats, maybe it'll quench my thirst for action that it kills two couldn't satisfy. He carefully studied the options. Let's see. This game looks pretty decent. But seriously, any decent game costs at least 200 bucks. Du Hyuk sighed wearily. Guess I'll just pick the cheapest one. This is. His eyes suddenly lit up with excitement. Isn't this the fighting game I used to play as a kid? He was thrilled. Awesome, Ultimate Fighter FD. I can't believe they released a full dive version too. Du Hyuk didn't hesitate to click on the $20 price tag. The legendary superhuman fighting game, Ultimate Fighter, for just 20 bucks. Gotta grab it right now. The system chimed. Ultimate Fighter FD purchased, connecting to the game lobby. Du Hyuk was pulled into the virtual space amidst the system's voice. Please enter your nickname. He clenched his fist decisively. If my old Ultifight nickname is still available, I'll just use the name whatever. The screen instantly displayed. Nickname set whatever. He threw a powerful punch at the ground to test the feel. All right, let's check my body's status. His strike was so strong it made the surrounding space seem to shatter, sending an explosive shockwave right from his fist. He agilely executed familiar combos. Combo strike. Du Hyuk focused intensely, aiming precisely at the virtual target ahead. Ignoring everything else, he unleashed devastating strikes forward. A direct punch slammed straight into the virtual wall. Wolf Fang. Du Hyuk breathed a sigh of relief. So this is my absolute limit in game mode, He looked down at his fists. While it's not enough to be called a true superhuman, it far exceeds the limits of an ordinary person. He analyzed it thoughtfully. Maybe this is the highest level a normal person can reach. If it were any faster, normal perception probably wouldn't be able to keep up. His eyes showed clear determination. All right, that's enough warming up. Time for real combat. Computer, search for a ranked match. The system notification popped up. Currently, player, whatever, has not reached the required level to participate in ranked matches. Du Hyuk looked up, disappointed. Right, that's the rule of the game. Fine then, find me a public lobby. The system continued. Searching for a public lobby in Ultimate Fighter FD full dive. Please wait. He waited eagerly. While the data is loading, I should pick my main character to deploy. In another scenario, a player had just been utterly defeated. The commentator screamed excitedly. Hype it up, guys. Welcome back the boss lady sword princess. Harang decisively executed the finishing move on the man opposite her without an ounce of mercy. She stood proudly in the middle of the arena amidst the echoing announcement. Yet another lightning-fast knockout victory. The match information clearly displayed, Harang win. She smiled brightly at the camera. Mission accomplished. the screen showed. 50,000 won reward for knocking out the opponent. She thought to herself, today's mission was truly a piece of cake. Harang suddenly looked at the exploding chat box. Netizens couldn't stop screaming. Who is this girl? How is she so good at Ultimate Fighter? User Sword Princess Fanboy donated 10,000 won with a message. Are you a newbie? Do you not know Sword Princess's reputation? The crowd started buzzing. Ultimate Fighter FD used to be huge back then. There was even a world championship. Back in the day, Sword Girl was one of the top players with the nickname Sword Princess. Comments kept rolling in continuously. In a fighting game world meant only for men, she was. Harang quickly waved her hand to cut them off. All right, fanboy, that's enough. I retired from pro play a long time ago, so naturally not everyone knows me. She started explaining to the audience. Besides, Iron Fist is way more popular than Ultimate Fighter these days. Another person chimed in to agree. True, everyone switched over to that now. The girl got excited again. Anyway, it's been a long time since I logged back into this. I need to find a new match quickly. Computer, find me a lobby with players of the same rank. The computer responded, searching for corresponding ranked lobbies, found a suitable lobby. Minimum wait time, 9 minutes. Harang looked visibly displeased. 9 minutes, that's too long, what about the next one? The info continued to show, wait time, 12 minutes. She scratched her head in frustration. Waiting this long ruins the packing of the stream. Suddenly a donation popped up. User Spider-Girl donated 1,001. Then do public match missions to relive the old days, sis. Harang nodded excitedly. Sounds reasonable. The ranked queue is always super long anyway. The system announced, User Spider-Girl has placed a 100,001 mission bounty. Win 5 consecutive public matches. Time limit, 11 minutes 59 seconds. She was stunned. 5 matches in a row? That's a bit tough. Go easy on me, guys. Comments flashed rapidly again. Yeah, since Ultifight isn't hot anymore, it's just filled with veterans. Public lobbies now are essentially death zones run by those old-timers. Exactly. That's where high-ranked experts go to stomp noobs. The chat kept jumping. Because of that, public matches are basically just noob farms for those veterans. Last time, Sword Princess got completely wrecked by a Pro 2, remember? Netizens started jeering. Well, the opponent that time was Betago. Yeah, keep making excuses, sis. Harang angrily clenched her fists. That was just because I wasn't using my main while that old Betago was using his best character. A notification suddenly displayed a character. Wanderer Eater. Harang's fighting spirit burned. Fine, I'll switch to my alt account right now. She flashed a sinister smile. This time with this alt account, I'll show everyone what true noob stomping looks like. Harang yelled to the system. Computer, create a public lobby titled 1v1 Ultifight Duel strictly for newbies only. The computer replied. Creating public lobby, 1v1 Ultifight Duel strictly for newbies only. The viewers gasped in awe. Nice, the reign of the veteran demon begins. We're about to see a classic noob slaughter, the system announced. Public match established. Rivers of scorching lava began flowing through the arena. The commentator was amazed. This map, it's the classic map, Ultimate Fighter Volcano. The character Hoken appeared imposingly. Netizens started chattering. All right, who's the challenger this time? The Shadow Warrior Hoken, the fighter with hands burning with the black dragon fire. Looking at his stance, probably platinum rank, Yer silently analyzed her opponent. Hoken, a character with consistent damage, easy-to-learn skills, and a direct fighting style. No wonder he's one of the top 3 most popular characters in Ultimate Fighter. A strange light suddenly flashed amidst the red-hot volcano. Hoken roared, charging straight at Yer to attack. She evaluated him mentally. The defining trait of this character, just like any other brawler, is a relentless offense that leaves no room to breathe. He slammed his fist hard into the ground right in front of Yer, shocking her. Black fire strike. Yer quickly stepped back to dodge. A close-range fighter, the basic strategy for a mage fighting a brawler is. Yer powerfully raised the staff in her hand. First, create distance, then use long-range magic to finish them. Hoken stared blankly at the scene unfolding before him. He quickly shielded his face from the blinding light radiating outward. Yer charged at him like a maniac with terrifying speed. Take this, here's some magic. She suddenly threw her staff straight up. Magic staff strike. Hoken was painfully knocked away after the massive collision. He quickly covered his mouth, yelling out of sheer frustration. "Hey, what the hell is this? What kind of weird magic is that? You just threw your stick." Yer instantly closed in, grabbing Hoken's arm. He stared in shock at the girl in front of him. She lifted Hoken's arm up. "This is the ultimate magic among all types of magic." Yer executed a lethal throw, completely slamming her opponent into the ground. "Physical therapy magic," the crowd gasped in amazement. "Here it is, the godly grapple throw." She even copied Hoken's grapple animation exactly. Yer gripped her staff tightly, gloating as she explained. "Actually, physical therapy magic." She smiled wickedly. "Is just a setup for this spell. The cast time is a bit long." A brilliant aura burst forth and the chat exploded again. "Nice, here it comes. Major's ultimate move, Meteor Summon." She laughed maniacally, raising her brightly glowing staff high. Hoken looked at Yer, in pain and completely helpless. He cried out in terror. "This is too much," the viewers replied, highly amused. "What do you mean too much at this point? It's fair game, bro. What's wrong with it?" The blazing fire continued to mercilessly scorch everything around them. Yer laughed heartily. "Farewell, platinum rank. I hope you become a veteran gamer in your next life." Hoken roared furiously. "You damn Ultifight veterans, I hope this game dies." The screen flooded with messages. "Stomping platinum noobs feels so good. Thanks for the compliment to the game, dear Hoken." The system chimed. "Sword Girl wins." The notification text read, "Restoring Arena." Yer breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, that last opponent wasn't too much trouble, everyone agreed. That matchup was too easy for you. Yeah, sweet as a peach. She urged excitedly again. "All right, let's finish this 5-win streak mission. Computer, bring up the next challenger." The system announced, "Summoning the next challenger." A mystical light appeared once again. A completely new silhouette materialized in front of Yer. The opponent's information came through. Meta Steve. Steve looked around the surroundings in surprise. The commentator was also stunned. "Huh, Steve, isn't that character meant exclusively for newbies?" Steve gathered momentum, jumping up and down continuously as if testing the gravity, leaving viewers confused. "Is his info set to private? Must be. I can't find this character's match history. Wait, what the hell is he doing? Don't tell me he's warming up." He started tapping the arena floor repeatedly. This bizarre behavior set the chat buzzing. "Hey, look, he's even patting the arena floor. That's hilarious. What's wrong with this guy? Looking at him, he's definitely a total newbie." Steve looked eagerly at the rolling, fiery magma. "Look, magma," Yer sighed helplessly in her mind. "This is definitely a clueless newbie. Do I really have to slaughter this little chick?" The viewers immediately protested vehemently. "Are you really gonna hit him? Protect the newbies. Down with newbie bullying." She covered her mouth with a smirk, her tone full of smugness. "Well, I'd love to protect the newbies too, but I have a mission to finish. Besides, I didn't expect a real noob to show up here either," the crowd heavily criticized. "Wipe that smirk off your face before talking. You're the one who titled the room strictly for newbies only. It's all your fault." Yer resolutely raised her staff, ready to finish this. "All right, let's just get this over with." The screen displayed, "Ready, 3." Comments kept rolling in. "Go easy on him, bro. The newbie's gonna cry." Steve suddenly turned to look around while the crowd kept talking. "It's been ages since I've seen a newbie this blank slate. This chick is probably gonna get stomped so hard he uninstalls." The countdown stopped at 2. Steve gathered his strength, ready to jump. Someone quickly typed, "RIP newbie, system announcement 1." The resounding battle command echoed, "Fight." Steve clenched his fists, charging forward with blinding speed. Yer was ready to engage, and comments appeared full of mockery. "Here it comes, the classic newbie diving attack." She smiled wickedly, lightly stepping aside with full confidence. "As if that move would work on me. Even I dodged Hoken's explosive attack. A newbie's tackle has no chance." Suddenly, Steve surprisingly planted his hand on the ground for leverage. Using that momentum, he thrust his fist straight toward her, leaving her utterly shocked. "Huh." She took a punch straight to the face in pure astonishment. "Wait, hold on." Yer continuously took the brunt of his relentless steel punches. Steve kept attacking furiously, giving his opponent not even a second to breathe. She was beaten until her face deformed. completely losing the aura of a top-tier player. Steve stood proudly in the vast space, exuding a majestic presence. In contrast, you lay writhing in pain on the ground. He thoughtfully looked at his fist. That felt good. Everyone was in an uproar. That was a perfect. A newbie just cooked a veteran player. This dude actually said it felt good. What the hell did I just watch, bros? The system notification popped up. Round 2. Yer suddenly sprang up, trying to force herself to stand after the humiliating defeat. Steve looked at her, bewildered, seemingly not understanding what was going on. She refused to accept it, screaming with bitter resentment. "No, let's go again, fight me again." The comments endlessly mocked her. A perfect defeat. Losing to a newbie is the ultimate disgrace for a veteran UF player. This is hilarious, calm down, sword princess. Yer quickly shot back, trying to salvage some dignity. "No, wait guys, it wasn't like that. Honestly, you all saw I only lost because I let my guard down, right?" The crowd got noisy, full of sarcasm. "The let my guard down excuse again? That's fire. Don't you remember what you said when you beat your last opponent?" User Sword Girl donated 1001 with a message. "Exactly. I remember you saying letting your guard down is part of your skill set." Der gritted her teeth, pointing an accusatory finger at Steve. "No, but seriously, how could that guy be a newbie? It's clearly a pro's alt account. Do you guys actually think he's a real newbie?" Everyone played along to tease her. Yeah, okay, makes total sense. That guy's acting is so realistic." She transformed again, preparing for a real battle. "All right, this time I'll take a perfect victory," the system announced, Sword Girl harangue. The crowd got instantly hyped. Finally bringing out the main character, huh? That's the character that crowned her sword princess during her pro days. Harangue glared furiously at the exploding chat. User King of Social Distancing donated 1001. Got punched into a perfect loss and immediately switched to harangue? That's fierce. Hilarious, she's actually mad, MAD mad. She yelled in frustration to drown out the mocking laughter. "What? If I actually try, I'll definitely win." Harangue coldly drew her sword from its sheath. "Listen up, guys. I'm actually mad now. You all better start praying for that guy." She was brimming with the will to fight. "Because from this moment on, I'm going all out." The system announced, "Ready, 3. She eyed Steve scrutinizingly. "That guy, one look and you know he's not in the highest UF rank, transcendent. At best, he's diamond or lower tier master." Steve looked up at the notification scrolling across the screen. A large board appeared displaying the ranks. Transcendent, Master, Diamond, Platinum, Gold, Silver, Bronze, Iron, Soldier. Harangue exclaimed in surprise. "The highest rank in Ultimate Fighter, Transcendent." She was incredibly surprised. Out of all the players, only exactly 100 people, including myself, have ever reached Transcendent. The countdown stopped. 2. She focused intensely, analyzing her opponent. Based on his fighting style, which is a bit different from UF, it's clear he's a top player from another game who came over here. Harangue stomped the ground fiercely. "From now on, I'll show you my true power," the screen showed. 1. The word fight echoed through the air, signaling the start of the match. Harangue dashed forward like the wind. "Let me show you what true control looks like." She unleashed a series of powerful slashes, but Steve lightly dodged every single one. He raised his fist, ready for a lightning-fast counterattack. Harangue yelled out, fully alert, "I won't fall for your trap this time." Steve unexpectedly grabbed the arm she was holding the sword with tightly. He gritted his teeth, attacking before Harangue had time to react. W8. Instantly, she took the full force of a massive punch to the body. Harangue had to constantly endure the critical hits from her opponent's thunderous punches. Steve kept up the relentless assault, giving his opponent no chance to fight back. He thrashed her so hard she screamed tragically, "I'm dead." Once again, he completely defeated her. The comments lamented, "This scene is too familiar, Act 2, Scene 1, still eating dirt just like before." Harangue lay flattened on the ground as netizens questioned, "Is this really a veteran player? Sword Princess my foot, more like Crybaby Princess." Her voice still echoed with bitter resentment. "No, again, fight me again." An earth-shattering crash rang out. The system announced the result. STEVE wins. Steve was exhausted, panting heavily after the intense battle. Harangue hastily begged, looking pathetic, "Boss, please spare my life." Steve breathed a sigh of relief. Well, that's a 5-win streak. He thought to himself. That staff-wielding character at first was easy to deal with, but when they switched to the sword character and used those weird moves at the end, it was a bit tough. Steve stared at his own hands. I logged into game mode because I wanted to test out super strength, but I accidentally skipped the tutorial out of habit, so now I have no idea how to use skills. He clenched his fists regretfully. I even tried to use my old mana perception ability just in case, but it's completely useless in this game. Steve pondered. Anyway, I only picked this game mode to feel super strength again. Next time I definitely have to do the tutorial first. Suddenly he was surprised to see Harang return. Steve smiled happily, praising her. Oh, you're back. You fought well earlier. What rank are you? Harang pointed at him and scolded him relentlessly, but Steve was just confused. Huh, what did you say? He looked at her in panic. What are you saying? I can't hear anything. Steve watched Harang intently. They probably turned on the comms lock feature to focus completely on the match. He thoughtfully looked at Harang, who was fuming with anger. If that's the case, they won't hear what I'm saying either. The system's constant notifications sent Steve into a panic. Received a 3x revenge request. He looked at the screen, confused. Oh man, what should I do? Sorry, I really gotta go. Steve smiled awkwardly, waving goodbye to Harang. Bye, have fun, he thought to himself. I need to log out fast and figure out how to activate game skills. Harang glared resentfully at his back. Steve smiled. What do they keep saying? Judging by the lip reading. Because of the upcoming revenge match, they want my nickname to add me as a friend. He confidently and loudly stated his name. Whatever. Harang looked at him with sheer confusion. Steve suddenly remembered. Oh right, they probably can't hear me. He immediately made the screen display the text repeatedly, HMM whatever. Harang's jaw dropped as she stared at the words on the screen. She screamed in pure fury, "You bastard!" The system announced coldly, Player 2 has logged out. Harang yelled angrily into the void, I will absolutely find you. Her scream echoed across the sea of red-hot magma. I'm so pissed, how can such a scumbag exist in this world? The comments mocked her sarcastically. Whatever, who? Is this sword princess the former pro gamer? Harang felt like she was breathing fire, deeply humiliated. How dare he ignore me like that? A player quickly typed. User chat explained donated 1,001. Wait a second, sword princess, that person didn't ignore you. She angrily looked at the chat box. If it's a newly created account, the default setting is always muted. He definitely didn't hear anything from the start because he hadn't turned off that setting yet. The system confirmed, correct answer. Harang burned with rage, refusing to accept the truth. That's impossible, we all saw it clearly earlier. She remembered that tense moment. The final match, Harang's signature move, Dance of Death. That move relentlessly pressured and attacked Steve with absolute ferocity. She pondered deeply, a newbie dodging all of that and then striking Harang down right as she was attacking. Harang began to analyze deeper. Everyone thought he was an ultifight newbie. She recalled the moment she fell. But could anyone really pull that off after just one single match? She made a cold assessment. That guy is definitely a former pro who came here targeting me, or at least a pro gamer from Ultifight's golden age. She thought, full of doubt. Or maybe a pro hiding their true identity. A commentator wondered, but who could it be? Could it be Anatole? Harang startled. Anatole. Harang remembered that great figure, the legend of Ultimate Fighter, the one called the GOAT. No, it's not him. She thought carefully. Anatole's style is perfectly textbook, but this guy, his movements don't follow any conventions at all. She remembered Steve's wild fighting style. It's as if he has no standards whatsoever. No, that's impossible. Harang scratched her head in frustration. If that's true, it means he reacted to all my movements completely in real time. She immediately rejected that thought. Absurd. That exceeds the realm of normal gaming. A monster like that couldn't possibly exist. She thought back to when Steve asked her so innocently, "Oh, you're back. You fought well earlier. What rank are you?" Harang felt severely insulted. Are you messing with me? Beating me like that and you dare say you don't know who I am? Continuous mocking comments flooded the screen. Hilarious, the dude said you fought well. Turns out Sword Princess is just a trash deer transcendent. What rank are you? Seriously funny. Harang went crazy and screamed. Just shut up. She had interrogated Steve fiercely. Who exactly are you anyway? You're a former pro, right? Or an active pro? He was just clueless. Huh, what did you say? Harang completely dismissed the thought. Fine, whatever, no need to ask. Just accept my revenge request. Steve looked awkwardly at the display screen in front of him. Oh man, what should I do now? Sorry, I gotta go. Harang screamed arrogantly, full of challenge. Do you think you can get away with this? You know exactly who I am, that's why you came here to target me, right? She grumbled, irritated. On this Korean server, who besides me can play Harang that skillfully? Stop pretending. Steve just casually said that name. Whatever. Harang looked at him with eyes full of confusion and anger. The system coldly announced, Player 2 has logged out. Harang screamed in pure fury. I will absolutely find you no matter what. The comment view count kept jumping mockingly. Whatever, hilarious. Whatever, and he actually peaced out. You fell in a hole, sis. Are you sure he played and left, or is it because you're too green? Thinking about it, that's truly humiliating. She felt like she was completely collapsing along with the flowing magma. I'm so pissed. She felt like exploding with rage. Don't anyone stop me. I'll definitely catch that guy and make him retire from gaming completely. The bystanders didn't stop their mockery. So tragicomic, sword girl? User Vegetarian Meat Eater donated 1,001. Hilarious AF, the renowned sword princess using her main account and still eating a mouthful of dirt. A few hours later, Do Hyuk had just finished and logged out of another match. He sighed in relief, stretching his body. 14th match, huh? Computer, show me my current ranked stats. The computer displayed the information. Ranked match stats, 14 wins, 0 losses. He looked up at the analysis board in disappointment. Aside from that first player, the general skill level here seems a bit low. He recalled the past matches. In those ranked matches, the opponents I met exposed their fatal weak points just from 1 or 2 feints. Do Hyuk looked at the overall leaderboard. But right now I'm only in diamond rank. There are still 2 ranks above me. Once I reach the top tier, there should be more interesting opponents. He pondered calculatingly. Let's see. Out of all the people I've fought, that first person was the best. I should add them as a friend. The system announced, friend request sent to Sword Girl. He wondered to himself. Done, will they actually accept it? Suddenly a new notification appeared. Giant Chu has invited you to play at Kills 2, accept decline. Do Hyuk was surprised as he remembered. Oh right, almost forgot I promised to do content creation with Giant today. He quickly tapped accept on the screen. It's 8 p.m. already, gotta go. The live stream information displayed. Current viewer count, 173. Giant and Do Hyuk appeared on the broadcast at the same time. Commentators chattered. Why are you a minute late? Why a minute late? Open the doors, Master Axeman is here, guys. Professor, let's make it a banger today. Giant smiled radiantly and waved to the audience. Hello everyone, it's me Giant Chu again. Comments popped up. Hi Giant Chu. Hey, is the guy standing behind you the axe murderer? She pointed proudly at Do Hyuk to introduce him. That's right, it really is him. This guy who looks like a murderer is my beloved older brother and also the renowned axe murderer of It Kills 2. He turned to ask his sister, confused. Axe murderer, what does that mean? Giant quickly explained. Your It Kills 2 gameplay from last time is trending on all the gaming forums right now. She enthusiastically guided the live stream. All right, do you guys know what today's content is? The audience was curious. What is it? The suspense? Anything hot, sis? She shouted excitedly. Bro, raise your axe. Do Hyuk immediately did so. Huh, like this? Giant shouted loud. Welcome students to the conquest of It Kills 2. She declared boldly. By Master Axeman, the crazy axe blade show begins. Comments rapidly scrolled on the screen. Let's go, guys. This isn't some ridiculous melodrama, it's the crazy axe blade show. Giant smiled and turned to Do Hyuk. Last time we stopped right after beating Chaos, you guys still remember right? The audience eagerly replied. Of course, how could we forget? Waiting for the live to continue right here. She continued to host. Today we're gonna clear the unfinished stages of It Kills 2 from last time. The crowd clamored in anticipation. Bro, finally getting to see it live. My wallet is begging to be opened right now. Giant cheered excitedly. All right, then let's begin. Du Hyuk suddenly swung his axe aggressively to charge forward, and she hastily stopped him. "Hey, you lunatic, what's wrong with you?" The axe blade tore through the air, barely grazing her hair. Turns out a monster had snuck up behind her, and Du Hyuk's strike sent it flying backwards. Jian looked behind her in sheer terror. The mutated creatures roared wildly, and netizens gasped in shock. How the hell did those things show up here? Hilarious, bringing out 10 of them at once. Jian froze, her jaw dropping at the scene before her. Du Hyuk charged forward aggressively like a wild beast. "First, let me clear out this mob of trash mobs." The monsters unexpectedly launched a lightning-fast attack. Suddenly, one monster got its face grabbed tightly by him, leaving it stunned in terror. Du Hyuk easily ended its life with a single, powerful palm strike. The second monster lunged furiously, trying to take his life. He casually swung his axe, sending it to the afterlife instantly. The next monster shrieked tragically before throwing itself at him like a moth to a flame. Du Hyuk acted decisively, snapping its neck in a heartbeat. The special creatures roared in absolute, frenzied rage. He powerfully slammed down a crushing punch. Die. The mutated creatures howled mournfully as they watched him systematically slaughter their kin. Du Hyuk coldly stared at them, as if looking at soulless corpses. The monster still growled angrily, pointing at him in defiance. He immediately lunged to attack with extreme speed, leaving it no time to react. He swung his axe, delivering a thunderous slash straight at the opponent. The cold axe blade struck the monster right in the head, killing it on the spot. Du Hyuk gripped his weapon firmly, flashing a sinister smile. "All right, time to finish these guys off, huh?" The monsters roared in unison, swarming him from all sides. One monster snuck around to ambush Du Hyuk from behind. He gritted his teeth, his aura exploding. "All right, let's continue that unfinished level from last time." He powerfully unleashed a devastating attack, Cyclone Impact. The monsters were systematically crushed under his overwhelming power. They were fiercely attacked by the axe in his hand, without a single chance to fight back. Du Hyuk swept through both sides simultaneously, and the commentators couldn't stop talking. "Here it is, Master Axeman's signature Cyclone Impact. Absolute madness, it's the Cyclone Impact." After using a move that drained too much stamina, he dizzily leaned against the wall, dry heaving from motion sickness. The screen showed a notification. User only watching games donated 1001 with a message. "Hey, I requested and it kills 2 playthrough. Why are you grinding Diablo solo here?" Master Axeman still gets motion sickness just like always, that's hilarious. Du Hyuk wiped the corner of his mouth, panting as he replied. "I'm fine, getting used to it so it's a bit better now." He looked at the pile of monster corpses stacked like a mountain. "Did I clear them all out?" The computer displayed a donation. User Cute Nickname donated 1001 with a message. "You think they can still breathe after that hit?" Hilarious, the dude even asked if he's done. "You wiped them all out." Du Hyuk smiled smugly. "If I just aim for the weak spots and strike like this to one-shot them. This mob isn't really that tough." They clamored to argue. Normally, even shooting a grenade launcher in their face wouldn't do a thing. Hilarious, why did they die so easily? How do you survive an axe to the neck? Isn't it obvious? A veteran player chimed in to explain. "Actually, pros usually farm these with knives. Slashing with a melee weapon stuns them longer." Du Hyuk suddenly understood. "Ah, I see. Turns out they're a type of mob designed to be taken down exactly the way I did it. No wonder it was so easy." He quietly read the comments on the screen. "We can't hit them head-on like you do, Professor. At best, we just sneak behind them to kite. How did you kill all 10 like that? Seriously, if even 2 of them show up, we already have to pull out the grenade launcher." Du Hyuk was incredibly surprised. "Huh, really? From the patterns I saw, they only have that one move where they stab straight forward. You guys just need to predict the direction, dodge to the side, and slash." Giant sighed heavily. How could a normal person ever do that, this blockhead? He's not usually this clueless. He tried hard to describe the combat movement. "Like this, just like how I handled brute, slash, stab, and finish." Giant sighed internally. Geniuses can't understand the struggles of mortals. Whatever, as long as the broadcast is entertaining, it's fine. She hurriedly stopped him. "Bro, stop explaining. We still have to clear the next level." Du Hyuk agreed. Oh right, remember student slash stab finish. The audience immediately played along. Yes, coach, slash stab finish. How to avoid an attack, dodge before it hits, LMAO. So that's how it is, got it, got it. In another location, a man in full armor was struggling to defend against attacks. Harang charged straight at the man with terrifying speed. He took a stance, ready for a life-or-death clash with her. He gritted his teeth, using all his might to block Harang's stormy assault. The man suddenly threw a powerful punch to counterattack. He punched while screaming like a maniac, "Let's go!" Harang calmly stared at the incoming punch. She lightly sidestepped, gracefully leaping upward. The man's punch missed its target, shattering the ground into pieces. She stubbornly shot back, "You're the one who needs to go." The man glanced back, his eyes filled with unbelievable terror. Harang powerfully unleashed her technique, Dance of Death. A barrage of slashes rained down like a torrential storm. The computer announced the result, Sword Girl WINS. Harang breathed a sigh of relief and sheathed her sword. This opponent was a bit tough. Viewers showered her with praise. "Who am I, the flower of UF Sword Girl? That last move was beautiful. You dodged, sidestepped, and unleashed an epic finishing move." She pondered deeply. Based on his skills, he must be at the transcendent rank, Dance of Death. She clenched her fist in doubt. This move works even on high-level players, so why was it completely useless against that rude guy? Harang questioned herself. That guy, is he a UF pro or a former pro gamer, or maybe an Iron Fist pro instead of UF? Steve's image flashed in her mind. One thing is for sure, he must be on the list of contenders for the world #1 spot, on par with Anatole, UF's one and only GOAT. Harang smiled smugly. Right, only someone with that kind of skill would dare talk to me like that. Maybe he was genuinely curious about my skills, so he challenged me. A comment suddenly popped up, interrupting her thoughts. Huh, what are you talking about, sis? Don't tell me you're thinking about that whatever guy again. She glanced at a new notification. You have a friend request. She announced to the audience. Hold on a sec, guys, I just got a friend request. The chat went crazy. What's this? Don't tell me it's a guy. If it's a guy, don't blame me for being ruthless, beautiful. Harang was startled and stunned when she looked at the screen. What? Why is she startled? What's going on? Accept my friend request. She gritted her teeth in extreme anger. This annoying guy, someone asked worriedly. Hey, Sword Princess, what's wrong? Why are you trembling? She screamed furiously. Now you even change your nickname to mock me, I will destroy you. The system displayed, friend request from whom whatever. Du Hayek lightly rubbed his ear, feeling an unusually itchy sensation. Jian urged him, what are you doing? Hurry up, he quickly replied. Ah, sorry, feels like someone is talking behind my back, my ear is so itchy. She pointed forward, we're almost there, past this iron gate is the next boss. Comments popped up, finally the boss fight. Is it the murderer next? 2 murderers in one frame would be epic. Hilarious. Jian secretly resolved, I must read the strategy guide carefully this time. She reached out and pressed a hidden spot, push this brick. She looked in awe as a vast space gradually appeared before her. It really opened. She waved to Du Hayek, let's go in, bro. Jian slowly walked up the old stone stairs. She observed the sturdy iron bars in front of them. It's right up to these bars, and on the other side is. She looked at the zombies locked behind the bars. You see, countless zombies, and among them is. The zombies roared savagely, thirsting for blood. She introduced thoughtfully, the final gatekeeper, the gatekeeper murderer. A commenter screamed in surprise, wait a minute, something's wrong here, I don't see the gatekeeper murderer anywhere. Jian looked closely at the mysterious female figure in the middle of the room. Huh, you're right, the murderer should be right in the middle. Wait, she doesn't look much like a zombie. She squinted for a better look. That's an old lady sitting in a wheelchair. The audience was completely confused. What the hell, why is she here? Wait, what's going on? Jian screamed in sheer terror. Chloe. Du Hayek was full of doubt. Chloe, is that the old lady's name? He made a silent assessment. Judging by Jian and the viewer's strong reaction, it seems she is the boss monster here. She's probably patient zero of the mutant virus or something. He stared intently at the woman. So that's why she can control these zombies. I met someone like that in the past. Du Hayek reminisced about the past. After the outbreak, China was divided into 6 nations. That guy proclaimed himself king in one of those 6 nations. He pondered. He awakened an ability similar to the zombie virus, allowing him to command the infected to follow his orders. Du Hyuk recalled old battles. With that ability, he provoked and even dared to challenge the Heavenly Tao, the strongest person in China at the time. He reflected. He controlled the zombie horde to relentlessly attack Heavenly Tao, and what was the result? Du Hyuk suddenly remembered. Right, he was beaten to a pulp by Heavenly Tao. That proved one thing for sure. Against a transcendent-class hunter, all poisons and viruses are useless. He spoke excitedly. Thinking back makes me feel so nostalgic. He pointed at the woman. Anyway, that old hag is the boss monster, right? Comments flooded in. Wrong, that's your wife, bro. Technically ex-wife, but yeah, she's the boss monster. Hilarious, it's the ex-wife. Get your eyes checked, bro, that's clearly the boss monster. Du Hyuk and Jayan froze on the spot. Jayan suddenly remembered a crucial piece of information. From what I know, if we don't save Chloe within the time limit, she turns into that. The mutation from the virus manifests as rapid aging. Du Hyuk wondered, was our clear time really that slow? She immediately retorted, no way, we were moving at breakneck speed. She was completely bewildered. Guys, why did this happen? The audience was also confused. We have no idea either. Is this a game bug? The difficulty AI went crazy. A notification appeared on the screen. User only watching games gifted 1001 with the message. Probably because you two didn't spray the antidote. Both siblings jolted with guilt. Other comments also appeared. Oh yeah, right. So you were supposed to spray the antidote through the sprinkler system to slow down the poisoning process. A viewer explained further. Normally, when entering the hidden route, you must spray the antidote all over the map using the mansion's sprinkler system. Jayan and Du Hyuk smiled awkwardly at the chat box. But because these capitalist slave siblings were blinded by Black Orc's quest bounty, they skipped the antidote farming, accidentally raising the difficulty to the maximum. The audience continued discussing. They should have collected the vaccine to cure Chloe. Du Hyuk pointed at himself. So you're saying I'm the one who made her like that? That's it, you're the one who killed her. Holy crap, an assassin killing his ex-wife. Hilarious AF. He spoke up to defend himself. Anyway, that's my ex-wife who aged due to the mutant virus, right? He sighed heavily. And now we have to defeat her. What kind of messed up plot is this? Jayan recounted the details. Actually, Chloe was the source of everything from the very beginning. Guys, you don't mind spoilers, do you? The audience responded in unison. No. The game's been out for a decade. What's there to spoiler? Truly hilarious. She began telling the story. Actually, Chloe was a biochemical weapons researcher in a military organization. The mutant strain that caused this disaster was a product created by her and the organization during the development of a bioterror weapon. Jayan recalled, but she plotted to secretly smuggle that mutant strain out to sell to a rival organization for profit. She pondered. While carrying it out, she was caught red-handed and had to hide here to escape her former organization's pursuit. And during that process, Chloe accidentally got infected with the pathogen from the mutant strain she created. Jayan concluded, in short, Chloe is both the culprit who created this situation and the root cause of the entire event. She is the host of the mutant strain. Du Hyuk exploded with excitement. All right, so basically just taking her out clears the game, right? Jayan agreed. Spot on, bro. He gripped the hatchet tightly. Then this is great. Jayan, open the iron gate. We're gonna make mincemeat out of her right now. She pressed the red button. Okay, a viewer wondered. So we're fighting the final boss right away. The iron gate slowly opened and the comments became lively again. What? No gatekeeper murderer. It kills 2 players. Explain this, please. We have no idea either, guys. Yeah, at this difficulty level, we're completely clueless too. Du Hyuk charged straight at the zombie horde. Let's begin. Let the professor show you guys the performance you've been waiting for. He took a fighting stance, his aura blazing. Let's do this. The crazy axe blade show begins. The enhanced zombies with bloodshot eyes roared, swarming in like a tidal wave. They rushed at Du Hyuk frantically like a storm, letting out savage shrieks that made one's hair stand on end. He gritted his teeth, throwing a punch that knocked a monster's head off, his tone full of annoyance. Another wave of enhanced zombie ambushes right after the first one. He continuously utilized his supreme combat skills to take down the walking corpses one by one. If this is their last struggle, then this final boss fight is a piece of cake. The monsters closed in, losing control as if wanting to eat Du Hyuk alive, and the system immediately displayed a warning. But the number of enhanced zombies is too high. Yeah, it's gotta be at least double the last time. Even a tiny bite will inflict a status effect. Very quickly, the zombies gathered into a horde, standing behind a disheveled female zombie in a wheelchair. Her presence made them wary, not daring to act rashly. The system analyzed. No matter how skilled Master Axeman is, he can't win this. He has to clear this monster horde and still defeat the final boss, Chloe. Du Hyuk decisively cleaved a zombie in half with his axe, while a reminder from the chat echoed in his ear. But don't forget, our Master Axeman has a move specifically for taking out hordes. The Master's ultimate move, Cyclone Impact. Oh yeah, Clone, I am packed. Du Hyuk nimbly dodged a lethal strike, calmly replying to the suggestion. Using that move consecutively is a bit risky, especially in realistic mode compared to game mode. Zombie heads and arms flew scattered in the air under Du Hyuk's millimeter-perfect hatchet swings. Blood splattered everywhere as the system pondered. All right, the Master has motion sickness. Superhuman physique but gets dizzy just from spinning. Absolutely hilarious. So how is the Master planning to take down all those zombies? He gritted his teeth, his gaze fixed firmly ahead. What if the goal isn't to wipe out this zombie horde, but to finish off the final boss directly? Landing a thunderous kick to a zombie's face, Du Hyuk completely deformed its features. His figure moved nimbly and fluidly among the undead horde, continuously swinging his axe to handle any obstacles. Then we just need to dodge these zombies. He smiled calculatingly and find the shortest path. Du Hyuk leapt high into the air, wielding dual hatchets with unparalleled bravery, charging straight at Chloe. Time to butcher the final boss. Suddenly, her eyes widened in a glare, her pupils flashing a fiery red along with deadly electric sparks. Chloe stood up abruptly in a frenzy, opening her mouth to let out a massive scream that created a violent shockwave, blowing everything away, as electric sparks struck the scorched earth. His eyebrows knitted tightly, his expression unable to hide his shock. Instantly, a massive explosion erupted, sending rubble, smoke, and fire blasting straight into the surrounding high-rise buildings. In the blink of an eye, the scenery was reduced to ruins and debris, zombies piled up on red blood as Chloe spread her arms looking at her achievement. The system marveled. Holy shit, Chloe's ultimate move, Sonic Wave Attack, tried to butcher her but got butchered instead. Messing up against this attack means instant death. Ah, my deepest condolences, Master. As for the zombies, they were now just piles of mush on the ground. Seeing this, the system also yelled excitedly, "Hey guys, look, a mountain of zombies, could it be?" Suddenly, an arm lifted a zombie corpse, revealing a mess of flesh and blood and stark white ribs. The system excitedly shouted, "Oh, that arm!" Giant cowered fearfully in his arms. Du Hyuk tossed the corpse aside and breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, that was close. The system was stunned for a few seconds. Master Axeman, he's absolutely insane. Did he block the attack using that zombie corpse in that split second? He stood observing the surrounding situation. The zombie horde had been wiped out by Chloe's sonic wave. Du Hyuk felt somewhat reassured. All right, that attack cleared out the remaining zombies. Now it's just the final boss. His face showing clear determination, Du Hyuk smiled confidently. As long as I'm careful of that attack, taking out the final boss is a piece of cake. The system praised. Wow, treating the final boss like a toy. It's not something just anyone can do, Master. Just a reminder only you can pull this off. Chloe began to mutate restlessly, disgusting dark slime oozing from her eyes and mouth. The system chimed. Oh, it's finally here. A massive bacterial entity emerged with tentacles full of sharp fangs, countless murky red eyes, and a long, drooling tongue. The system warned. It kills two final boss phase 2. Black-faced Chloe, bacteria mass. On the ground, a giant reptile was slithering extremely fast, and it didn't stop there. The system wondered. Where did it disappear to? Wow, holy crap. 3 murderer beasts wrapped themselves around the giant moving bacteria mass, creating a horrifying scene. Final boss plus 3 murderers, truly epic. It stuck out its long tongue, its eyes glowing fiercely. The system doubted. And you plan to defeat them with those hand hatchets. This difficulty is absolutely top tier. Jayan was agitated, her face full of worry. Huh, normally there's only one, why do we have to fight 3 now instead of 2? And the final boss too, is this AI crazy? Just as she finished speaking, a system notification made everyone freeze. User difficulty AI gifted 1001 with the message, I will crush the one who made me work. From the very beginning, that was all I thought about. Damn, the chat timing is fire. She looked back and forth between the hatchet in Du Hyuk's hand and the screen, stunned. Seriously, if I were the AI, I'd be furious too. Watching someone clear levels without a single bullet just using dual hatchets. Try clearing this if you're so good, human. Looking at the bacteria mass and the 3 murderers emitting a deadly red light, Jayan worried. How are we supposed to conquer this level no matter what we do, even if the final boss, Chloe, isn't that hard? She gestured towards the monsters. You guys know those murderers are a completely different breed. Jayan's jaw dropped, a feeling of helplessness washing over her. Plus, they go invisible when they attack, making them extremely hard to deal with. At the same time, user National Hip Hop Top Jian gifted 1001. Shoot them with a gun, the bullet dodge zone will appear, that's how you deal with it. Du Hyuk and she turned around, their eyes full of annoyance. At this moment, the system finally remembered. But the problem is we can't use that method right now. We're doing a melee weapons-only mission. Before the siblings could think further, the system dropped a line that terrified them both. If that's the case, let his sister shoot. About that. There's a reason the host hasn't fired a single shot yet. She gritted her teeth and grabbed the machine gun, reassuring herself. That person is right. From the beginning until now, I've let my brother carry the whole team. Even if it's just holding back those annoying murderer monsters with this gun, that's enough. Du Hyuk suddenly grabbed her gun and called out, Jayan. He snatched the gun and crushed it into pieces, his bloodshot eyes full of anger. Du Hyuk gritted his teeth. Forget it. Stop dreaming. Before she could compose herself, she hurriedly questioned, why? I was trying to help. Du Hyuk poked his sister's forehead. You staying put and doing nothing is already helping me a lot, she argued indignantly. You just keep holding on to that mistake. I just wanted to help, okay? The system didn't help and even added fuel to the fire, darkening his face. That mistake gifted Master Axeman a brand new breathing hole through his skull. Partner-killing assassin, hilarious. Jayan clenched her fists and yelled, Stop it! It's not like I wanted that to happen. Seeing his sister's effort and good intentions, Du Hyuk smiled, his mood lifting again. Jayan is doing her best too. Besides, games are meant to be fun, I should let her enjoy it too. He turned and asked, seemingly having found a solution. All right, you're holding the grenades we farmed earlier, right? Jayan rummaged around, took out a grenade and handed it to him. Yeah, here. Du Hyuk hoisted a zombie corpse onto his shoulder and instructed. When I give the signal, throw it, Jayan answered loudly with military precision. Yes, sir, trust me. The system had a bad feeling. Hard to trust you. Man, I suspect Sis can't even pull the pin. Stop joking, don't jinx it. Jayan showed clear confidence. Cut it out, at least I know how to use a grenade. He covered his mouth, giggling. That's right, my Jayan isn't that stupid. The system exposed him. But you're the one who treats her like an idiot the most, Master. She means well. She gestured with her hand. Stop it. Du Hyuk, with the zombie corpse on his shoulder, focused on the path ahead. Okay, let's play. In a flash, he sprinted forward like lightning. Du Hyuk's agility left her unable to process what was happening, her hands still tightly gripping the grenade. While running, he shouted loudly, Get ready, Jayan. Very quickly, the murderer monster became transparent, emitting a disgusting, piercing sound. The system announced, Oh, stealth mode, the murderer's domain begins. Du Hyuk gritted his teeth, his gaze turning stern and resolute. Throw. Jayan didn't hesitate, immediately throwing the grenade forcefully forward. Unexpectedly, the grenade she threw flew straight toward Du Hyuk. He gritted his teeth, anxiety welling up. The system teased. Such a troll, was there nowhere else to throw it but right on Master Axeman's head. A massive explosion erupted, the murderer monster roared in pain, Du Hyuk's figure obscured in the thick smoke. The system marveled. Wow, Master Axeman, partner killing part 2, assassin Lord Jayan. She couldn't hold back a scream, shutting her eyes tightly, tears welling up. Bro, I'm sorry, my hand slipped. Du Hyuk used the zombie corpse to shield himself, speaking up. It's fine. Then Du Hyuk smiled, looking back at her. I knew you were gonna troll me, so I brought a zombie corpse along as a shield. A light flashed. The system wanted to jump for joy. The Lord's God-tier resurrection. Giant is unreliable, but Lord Du Hyuk, the axe murderer, must be trusted. He was also full of pride. That's right. Have faith in your professor's axe skills. Du Hyuk continued to launch himself, swinging his axe straight at another murderer monster instead of trusting his cursed sister. The system was hyped. We trust you, Master. Let's go, Master Axeman. The axe blade sank deep into the monster's eye, blood spraying everywhere. It opened its mouth, roaring tragically. The system confirmed, murderer monster blinded. He pulled the axe out of its eye but failed to notice another one lurking behind him. The system alarmed, Master Axeman, murderer behind you. The monster opened its mouth to sneak attack, its sharp fangs about to touch Du Hyuk. He regained his composure, nimbly dodging the surprise attack by a hair's breadth. Utilizing all his strength, Du Hyuk performed an elegant midair somersault. The monster's bite missed, its eyes flashing a blinding yellow light. He seized the opportunity to swing his axe, shifting from passive defense to an active offensive. Du Hyuk gathered his strength, delivering an extremely powerful axe swing, but its scales were too hard. This strike didn't injure it in the slightest. This left Du Hyuk extremely confused. He froze, questioning everything. The axe can't pierce the scales. Unbeknownst to him, another invisible monster had closed in, ambushing him from behind. While deep in thought, Du Hyuk was startled by a warning shout. Behind you, Master, semi-transparent murderer. Due to his carelessness, he was hit hard by it, making him cry out in pain. The system reminded, the murderer's stealth ability has refreshed. Looks like it recovered from the explosion earlier. He was knocked away, sliding across the ground, leaving a scorched trail of fire. However, the moment it attacks or gets attacked, it loses its stealth. This matchup is a bit tough now. How do I pierce those hard scales? Du Hyuk smiled coldly, his gaze turning ruthless like he was from hell. This matchup is gonna be pretty exhausting. The system also sensed a major problem. See, even Du Hyuk struggles with this matchup. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, his gaze not discouraged at all, but rather more excited. Exhausting because it's so freaking fun to play, the system exclaimed. The master is truly insane. Exactly, this is our Du Hyuk. Du Hyuk regained his confidence, rushing forward quickly with a manic smile. Let's go all out this time. He observed the three monsters and assessed. First, the one in the middle can't go invisible because its eye is injured. The other two have started going invisible. Du Hyuk crouched down, analyzing carefully. Among the alien species back then, there were also types that altered their molecular structure to become transparent. Compared to them, these snakes are nothing. He closed his eyes, making up his mind. All right then, let's recreate the feeling of exterminating those monsters back then. The monster with the injured eye was very smart. It retreated beside the Chloe bacteria mass to seek protection. But completely undaunted, he remained determined to charge straight ahead. Omitted. The bodies of the left and right monsters were now in a semi-transparent state. Du Hyuk leapt high, dual axes ready for a direct confrontation, two of them flanking front and back. The beast lunged, but he sidestepped to dodge incredibly gracefully. The system was shocked. Insane, he dodged it. Is this guy even human? His physical abilities are too unreal. Using the momentum, Du Hyuk vaulted over the head of the monster with the injured eye, easily subduing it. The murderer monster struggled with all its might, blood still continuously pouring from its eye. He swung his axe straight at it. Not too sure, but let's see if the game applies this detail. The axe blade struck hard against the reverse scale, making it bleed. The system was stunned. Holy crap, a snake's reverse scale. Absolutely insane you aimed for that. He sliced a long gash, blood pouring out in torrents. Du Hyuk replied to the system, Bingo, aiming against the direction of the scales like this. Just focus your attacks right here. The beast roared in agonizing pain and madness. Du Hyuk created a long wound on its body, then lowered his axe, blood dripping onto the ground. He hissed through his teeth. That's how you bury reptile monsters instantly. Without resting, he immediately targeted the Chloe bacteria mass. The system was in awe. Only Master Axeman can pull this off. An average person tries that and it's a one-hit funeral. Damn, the final boss's tentacle attack. The bacteria mass launched a barrage of tentacle attacks, but to him it was a piece of cake. A light sidestep was all it took to escape. The system was amazed. Terrifying, this guy dodged it again. The murderer monster seized the opportunity while he was fighting Chloe, closing in behind him with its bloody red mouth wide open. The system warned fearfully, "Murderer behind you." The blood-soaked axe was raised high by him. With just one axe swing, Du Hayuk made it swallow a bitter pill. It let out a piercing roar, dust flying everywhere. The dual axes slammed hard into its jaws, blood spilling out profusely. Du Hayuk used all his might, shouting loudly, "Heave-ho!" He struck its jaw, then used the axe as leverage to pull back, utilizing all his strength to tear the monster's jaw apart. The system cheered. Master Axeman's timing is impeccable. Wow, the last murderer. Suddenly, a giant mouth with a long, bloody tongue opened wide. It tried to swallow him whole. The system got agitated. Eek, Master Axeman. The murderer monster collapsed to the ground, blood splattering everywhere. The system called out desperately, "Master, please." Du Hayuk gripped his blood-soaked axe tightly, starting to impart his experience. Reptile monsters' biggest weak points are inside their oral cavity and... He rode his momentum, seizing the moment it collapsed to deliver another fatal axe blow. The area opposite to their back scales, which is the belly. Remember that, students. The system was overjoyed seeing he was still alive. I knew the master was alive. The only one who can kill Lord Du Hayuk is the assassin Lord Jian. The murderer lay motionless, eyes wide open, completely devoid of the ferocity it had moments ago. Du Hayuk swung his axe, this slash officially taking down the reptile monster. The system went wild. God, Du Hayuk, even as a man, I'm falling for him. It died in agony and he jumped to the side. The system announced, "Now there's only one left. Holy crap, you can do that too." The giant bacteria mass began to stir, hundreds of murky red eyes staring terrifyingly. Because it was the final boss, Chloe Bacteria Mass. The corpse of the murderer monster lay sprawled on the ground. Du Hayuk ran over, his gaze hardening coldly. He smiled. The final stage. His figure vanished into thin air, leaving behind only one word: play. Suddenly appearing, he swung his axe, lunging at the Chloe Bacteria Mass with unparalleled bravery. Let's have some fun. As his axe blade tore through black-faced Chloe's body, blood poured out, pooling on the ground. The system immediately displayed donation notifications. Troll Washing Machine gifted 3,001. We won. Manipulation Genius gifted 10,001. Absolutely insane. Can you believe it? It's only been 2 days of full dive. After that, a rain of gifts continued to pour in for Du Hayuk. Anonymous gifted 10,001. Is Lee Du Hayuk a god? Is Lee Du Hayuk a saint? Jian also ran over by then, looking extremely overjoyed and excited. Opa, we won, we cleared the game. The system displayed a barrage of comments from other players. Absolutely unreal. Totally worth tuning into today's broadcast. Spot on, anyone who missed this wasted half their life. Jian was thrilled and delighted, smiling brightly as she profusely thanked everyone. Thank you all for the donations. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this stream. Meanwhile, Du Hayuk didn't care much for the rewards. He stared at the hatchet in his hand, falling deep into thought. The blood-stained axe blade was proof of his efforts and achievements. However, a sliver of regret still lingered in Du Hayuk's heart. I was just starting to get into it, and it's already over. Honestly, that Ultimate Fighter match from earlier was way more fun. He recalled that past battle, a satisfied smile unconsciously forming on his lips. Especially the match with Black Sword Girl, it was really good. Rich attack patterns, top-tier spatial control, and intense mind games too. Du Hayuk's somewhat silly smile caught Jian's attention, but he was still lost in his own thoughts. Compared to that, these instant-kill monsters have such monotonous patterns. But anyway, this challenge wasn't too difficult. Looking up, he noticed a prominent notification. Black Orc gifted 100,001. You were awesome today too, Du Hayuk replied. Black Orc, thanks for your donation today as well. At least we didn't get scammed by the mission bounty this time. He suddenly turned around to look behind him. The comments on the system forced Du Hayuk to pay attention. The mosquito is back. Hilarious. Sucking up all those sweet views, of course he's gonna swoop in. So the Master's game-clearing video will be uploaded to Blackork's platform. Is this real-time editing? He just cleared it and it's already uploaded. A few other questions popped up on the system board, asking why Do Hyuk's video was uploaded to Blackork's platform. Jayan walked over, leaned in, and winked playfully as she answered. Ah, that's because we haven't had time to create an account yet. In exchange for bringing in more viewers, we agreed to upload this gameplay video to Blackork's platform. Right after hearing the answer, the display on the screen made Jayan pause slightly. Blackork gifted 100,000 won. I'm logging off, keep streaming guys, see you at the next collab. Followed by a barrage of admiring comments. Whoa, teaming up. Are you two doing a collab? F** seeking insane. She proudly patted Do Hyuk heavily on the shoulder, her eyes lighting up with unusual excitement. Ah, I forgot to announce that. This time my brother will officially stream together with Blackork. Notifications kept jumping. Anonymous gifted 1,001. You two are streaming together. Jayan was about to deny it immediately, but he confidently pointed to himself, announcing to everyone. No, this time it's just me and Blackork, and the stream won't be on Jayan's channel, but on my own personal channel. All the viewers got riled up. Oh, finally making his own channel. What's the Master's streamer name gonna be? Jayan stepped beside him and asked, did you come up with a channel name already? Do Hyuk answered bluntly, nah, I'm just gonna use my real name. The screen started showing suggestion lines. Your sister is Jayanchu, so you should be Do-yukchu. Do-yukchu? Hilarious. Seeing this, Do Hyuk's face twisted in extreme annoyance. He vehemently objected. What? I'd rather use my real name than copy my little sister. The system immediately offered some advice. Stop dissing your sister Master, this is called a tight sibling bond. Jayan was fuming. HMPH, what's wrong with Jayanchu? Do Hyuk softly advised. Jayan, I think that name Jayanchu only suits you for streaming. He glanced at Jayan, his expression showing clear reluctance. But, do I really have to do that stuff? Do Hyuk suddenly struck a cute, girly pose, hands cupping his cheeks, kicking a leg back and whining playfully. Do-yukchu is here, pew pew. This unbearable expression of his completely petrified Jayan on the spot. He pointed at his cheek and asked his little sister, You want me to do that cringe-inducing stuff every time I stream? She shuddered in fear at the absolute cheesiness. Stop it. That's disgusting, bro. The system simultaneously exploded with messages. Ah, I feel like I just watched a horror movie. Please flag this as sensitive content. He shot a sideways glance and explained. That's why I chose to use the name Do Hyuk. Jayan stood beside him, trembling, covering her face with her hands. He blind my eyes, heavens. But then very quickly, Jayan winked at everyone. All right, my brother will officially debut as a streamer at 8 p.m. tomorrow. You can check the details via the link in my Twitch profile. In the blink of an eye, the two exited the game. Jayan's voice echoed as her figure faded away. Thank you everyone for watching. See you at the first broadcast tomorrow. The system erupted. Oh, so the debut is in just one day. Papa do, Papa chew, how can we wait until tomorrow? Holding our breath waiting, guys. The next day, Blackork sat in front of his computer screen, the system displaying notifications prompting him. Why should Do Hyuk play Legend League? Because I want to watch it, duh. At least be honest about it. Ha, you guys demanding Legend League are idiots. Am I the only one who wants to watch Do Hyuk tear up Dark Souls? Some comments argued against the system's thoughts. That game is ancient. Otherwise wait for the new Chrome game to drop and let the master play that. Hilarious. Reading this, Blackork couldn't help but admire. As expected, Do Hyuk really knows how to generate hype. He called Do Hyuk and excitedly showed off. Do Hyuk, you saw those forum posts too, right? Through the phone screen, Do Hyuk happily replied. Yeah, I saw them. On this end of the line, he was also very excited seeing everyone leave such enthusiastic comments. Honestly, I didn't expect the atmosphere to be this hyped. Hearing this, Blackork burst out laughing. That's exactly the level of impact you created from It Kills 2. His eyes sparkled, proudly continuing. Since you showed completely overwhelming skills, Do Hyuk, I think the main content for today's stream should be games that showcase physical prowess. He was surprised, curiosity clearly showing on his face. Do Hyuk pressed, What game is it? He then announced a name, Rise of Valhalla. Blackork began a brief introduction. Rise of Valhalla is a game set in the 9th century, during the invasion of the pagan Viking army against Anglo-Saxon England. Here, warriors must fight in the most brutal ways. What makes it stand out is its ultimate combat mechanics and battles that are intense, savage, yet more noble than anyone else on the battlefield. Black Orc was full of excitement. It's the perfect game to experience the Viking fever. It's also the most highly recommended game on the forums. What do you think, Du Hyuk? His jaw dropped, asking doubtfully, Valhalla has both game and realistic modes, right? Black Orc affirmed firmly. That's right. He looked at his phone screen, a huge smile on his face. Honestly, in terms of entertainment value, Valhalla is the perfect game for you, Du Hyuk. He held the phone, listening intently to Black Orc's assessment. Your biggest strength is your physical skills, right? Valhalla provides excellent support for both game and realistic modes. He clenched his fist, his eyes showing determination. But most people can't match physical abilities at a Viking level, so rarely anyone has the courage to choose realistic mode. In the game, Black Orc reminisced. If you play in that mode, just getting close to a boss-level enemy is a massive challenge. Previously, he had been killed before even getting past the tutorial challenge. Black Orc complained. In realistic mode, even the early-game Saxon infantry are extremely difficult to play against. He sighed wearily. I tried playing realistic mode a few times and got my ass handed to me. Du Hyuk was surprised. You tried realistic mode. How far did you get, Black Orc? He waved his hand with an awkward smile. After a few tries, I successfully took down a regular knight, but then got completely wrecked by the next guy. I won't spoil who it is. Du Hyuk was a bit confused. You did pretty well in Ultimate Fighter earlier, so if you're struggling with just a knight, then this mode must be nearly impossible for regular players. He scratched his head shyly, his smile a bit unnatural. Saying that makes me embarrassed, I got beaten to a pulp by them. An image of Black Orc wearing battle armor in the game appeared. He thought to himself, before this level, we tried fighting in Ultimate Fighter. He also participated in this game title. Black Orc silently analyzed. Since Du Hyuk will only keep getting stronger if I win this round, I plan to turn off Alpha immediately and never fight Du Hyuk head-on again. He sprinted forward like flying, his inner voice cheering excitedly. This strategy is called, you're really bad at this, letting me remain the only one to ever defeat Du Hyuk in this Alpha forever. Black Orc. With overconfidence, he overestimated his abilities and was punched by Du Hyuk, deforming his face. He had previously harbored that ambition when charging in. Back to the present, Black Orc smiled, looking at his phone, placing absolute faith in Du Hyuk. If it's the current version of Du Hyuk, he'll definitely be able to clear the game all the way to the end. The Valhalla Realistic Mode challenge is something even I could never accomplish. Through the phone, he told Du Hyuk, only a handful of people have ever reached the end of Valhalla in realistic mode, and even they had to try over and over again to succeed. Black Orc's trust made him feel more excited than ever. But if it's you, you won't need to retry. I believe you can clear the game on your very first try. Du Hyuk stood up abruptly as if realizing something. I see. It's already 8 o'clock now. He decisively pressed the pod's control button, saying firmly, if I want to live up to that trust, I have to work harder. Du Hyuk sat in the cockpit, feeling strangely relaxed. He activated the system and spoke up. Jayan, can you hear me? The system displayed Jayan's image on the screen. She winked ready and replied, yeah, I hear you loud and clear, bro. Du Hyuk instructed carefully, do a good job as your one-day manager today. After both were prepared, he connected to the system. All right, then, initiate full dive. The announcement rang out, full dive, connecting to the game lobby. Very quickly, Du Hyuk stepped into the game world. Comments started exploding. Phew, we're here. Chant Lord Du Hyuk's name, guys. The gates are open. Breathe, guys. Other players couldn't help but be curious about his choice this time. What game are we playing today? Not playing Diablo anymore. Du Hyuk waved to everyone. Hello, I'll let you guys know what game we're playing later. Diablo, that's a bit. His words suddenly trailed off, as if remembering something. He asked everyone, by the way, do you guys have anything you want to ask me? As soon as he finished speaking, countless questions flooded in. Who exactly are you? What did you do before this? How are you so good at games? I mean, so good at close combat. For some reason, after hearing this, Du Hyuk burst out laughing, his inner self boiling with heroic spirit. I saved the world as the strongest hunter and regressed to the past. He scratched his head, chuckling to himself. Well, I can't exactly tell the truth that I trained to save the world from collapsing. Du Hyuk waved his hand and laughed, brushing off those questions. Talking about the past is a bit heavy, so let's skip that. The system displayed all sorts of theories. Look at the way he's dodging the question. Guarantee he's an agent from some intelligence unit. Spot on, definitely from the special forces. Suddenly, Du Hyuk had an idea to consult the audience. By the way, there's something I want to ask you guys. I'm planning to choose a game to be my main streaming content. Du Hyuk opened the system interface. All right, open the game library. 2 blockbuster names appeared on the screen. It Kills 2 and Ultimate Fighter FD. Different opinions started emerging. You already cleared It Kills 2. Ultimate Fighter. Hilarious got snagged by Ultimate Fighter again. The first donations started coming in. Isaac Unboxing gifted 1001. Wait a minute. Are you seriously planning to play Ultimate Fighter, Professor? Du Hyuk smiled brightly, introducing to the screen. Yes, I played it a few times back in the console days. It brings back a lot of memories. What do you guys think? The reactions grew increasingly harsh. Is Master Axeman gonna play that trash fighter game? This guy is a true MZ generation. I'd rather play Iron Fist. Seeing this, Du Hyuk fell into doubt. Everyone's reaction is exactly what Black Orc said. Is Ultimate really that bad? At this moment, Jian also appeared to remind him. Bro, Ultimate Fighter is so outdated. Her appearance surprised Du Hyuk a bit. Hey, Jian? Everyone also started chatting. Oh, Manager Mode Jian is here, so cute. Jian Chu. Jian crossed her arms and explained thoroughly. Ultimate Fighter is so bad it's called Trash Fighter. Nowadays, fighting game players have all switched to Iron Fist. Du Hyuk rested his chin on his hand, thinking about his sister's words. Then I should avoid streaming Ultimate Fighter for now. Someone donated, suggesting he play a new game. Stand Straight Jetupper gifted 1001. If that's the case, try the god-tier game Iron Fist Master. But he already made his own decision for today. I've already chosen the game for today's stream. Jian checked the stats and reminded him. Bro, there are a lot of viewers now, get ready to start. Current viewer count, 2,245 people. Du Hyuk couldn't help but be amazed. Wow, that's a lot of people. Comments heated up the atmosphere. Is this guy really that good at games? First-time watcher here? This master is insane, bro. Just watch and you'll see. Du Hyuk took a stance, ready to fight in his chosen game. All right, then let's get into the game, Rise of Valhalla. On the screen, the title Rise of Valhalla appeared, and Du Hyuk's outfit also completely changed to match the game's setting. The system announced, connection complete, currently in inactive mode. Comments erupted in excitement. Kaya Valhalla, talking about Trash Fighter, then suddenly switching to Valhalla. That's a sharp turn, Master. Du Hyuk appeared with a wild look, breathing a sigh of relief. Phew, so this is the Viking world, Rise of Valhalla. The system is calling my name. Jian appeared, urging him, Bro, choose a mode first. The system presented 2 options, game mode or realistic mode. He didn't hesitate at all and chose immediately, realistic mode first. This decision made everyone drop their jaws. Holy crap, first time playing and going straight for realistic mode. Wow, this is gonna be lit. Grab the popcorn, guys. Du Hyuk took out 2 hatchets tucked into his belt, feeling very excited. All right, there are dual hatchets here too. The dual hatchet bomb is about to explode. Remembering something, Du Hyuk reached his hand forward, signaling a new player was about to appear. And today we have a special guest. Black Orc appeared looking radiant. Hello everyone, BL Ha. The audience exploded. Oh, BL Ha. Holy crap, the Jinx is here. Pitch Black Mosquito is present. The system displayed. This guy is here to farm gear again. Black Orc smiled and winked. Hey guys, don't hate on the mosquito. Du Hyuk spoke up to introduce him and avoid misunderstandings. That's right, this is part of the collab agreement. Black Orc will help bring more viewers to my channel, and in return, we will post the collab video on his channel. The system announced. Black Orc has raided the channel with 2,427 viewers. He pointed at the notification proudly. See, at this level I'm not a mosquito, I should be called a honeybee. Jian was incredibly delighted, her face lighting up. Wow, bro, look, the current viewer count has reached 5,128. Other players couldn't help but be jealous. A newbie with such unreal stats. 5,000 views on the first day. The monster rookie has debuted. Black Orc looked at Du Hayuk's back and fell into deep thought. Heh, spot on. This is how you build connections, just like this, step by step. He started calculating for the future. If I build a strong connection with a rising star like Du Hayuk right now. He covered his mouth, hiding a smile full of personal ambition. Then later on, just standing next to him will suck in a mountain of benefits for me. Not keeping everyone waiting any longer, he decided. All right, let's start. Computer, start the game. The system responded, disabling Rise of Valhalla inactive mode, beginning Rise of Valhalla story sequence. The scenery changed completely, a sailboat drifting on the open sea. The weather was extremely harsh, fierce waves crashing against the hull. Setting, year 793, a deadly disaster has descended upon the holy land of Northumbria. Lightning continuously struck down from the gray sky. Ragnar led the naval forces, pointing his sword forward. A curse named Viking began. The place where Ragnar and his warriors landed was the coast of Northumbria. But then Ragnar was defeated in battle, one arm severed. He was helpless, surrounded by enemies, a sword piercing his chest in excruciating pain. Ragnar's final battle was against Ayla II, king of Northumbria. He fell into a trap and lost his life. Despite being a defeated general, his demeanor didn't wane in the slightest. He boldly condemned his enemies. "You cowardly Saxon scum, this isn't the end. If my sons learn of this death, they will never let you have peace." As a soldier prepared to swing his sword to finish him off, Ragnar shouted, "From the warrior's hall prepared by Odin, I will gladly watch you all walk to your deaths." As soon as the words ended, the cold blade slashed down, fresh blood spraying into the air. Before closing his eyes, he only had time to yell one phrase, "Valhalla." A man carrying a giant axe on his shoulder spoke up loudly. "And so, Odin's vanguard warrior, our king Ragnar, has passed away." The person speaking was Jorund Hranfast, a Viking close combat instructor and the guide NPC. Du Hayuk, Black Orc, and other players stood in a line listening to Jorund talk about King Ragnar's sacrifice. "The great king has fallen at the hands of the brutal Saxons. Our mission is to take revenge and make them pay." He explained the rules. Only those who achieve warrior's recognition can become true warriors, who will be the first to become Odin's warrior. Black Orc explained further to Du Hayuk. In regular game mode, Jorund will teach you close combat and blocking techniques. He looked at Du Hayuk mischievously. But in realistic mode, you must earn Jorund's recognition to meet the basic requirement to enter Valhalla. The system displayed somewhat sarcastic comments, making him suspicious. This thing is called warrior's recognition. Basically, realistic mode is only for pros. Noobs should shut up and go play some trash games. Swinging the axe in his hand, Black Orc declared boldly, "In that case." Black Orc stepped forward with his axe, brimming with no small amount of confidence. "I'll try first, watch this everyone." The system sparked debate again. Black Orc is using dual axes, trying to copy Master Axeman? This is gonna be hilarious. He flashed a determined smile, his eyes showing clear resolve. "You guys probably remember I defeated a knight equipped with a sword and shield, right? No matter how hard using dual-wield weapons is, it's just replacing the sword and shield with axes." Black Orc stood facing Jorund Hranfast. Someone praised. "Well, Black Orc does have talent, maybe he can actually pull it off." But standing in front of the NPC, Black Orc had to reassure himself. "That's right. Besides, I've challenged realistic mode in Rise of Valhalla before." Jorund Hranfast sneered, his tone full of disdain seeing him use this type of weapon. "Dual axes. It's been a long time since I've seen a rookie delusional enough to dual-wield weapons like this." He raised his large axe, a mocking, challenging smile on his lips. "I will teach you how to properly use an axe. Come on, rookie." Quick as lightning, Black Orc's figure disappeared before everyone's eyes. He sprinted like flying towards the NPC, yelling angrily, "That word, rookie! I'll make you take it back immediately." Jorund Hranfast remained unfazed. He stood still, calmly awaiting Black Orc's attack. Black Orc, with a stern expression, charged at blinding speed. Dual weapons are inherently extremely difficult to master, but their advantage is the ability to create unpredictable, surprising attacks. He formed a fist, pouring all his strength into striking towards Jorund Hranfast. However, the man merely gave a faint smile, casually using his weapon to form a shield stance to neutralize it, easily baiting the opponent into a trap from the very first strike. Yorund Ranfast laughed with full contempt. Your attack is too weak. However, Black Orc didn't yield. He decisively raised his weapons high and unleashed a fierce dual-axe combo. The veteran Yorund paused slightly, his eyes constantly tracking every tricky movement of the opponent. Suddenly, a spectacular punch landed squarely on his face, leaving Black Orc no time to react. Yorund Ranfast bluntly delivered a powerful, fatal blow. He pressed his advantage step by step, pinning Black Orc straight down onto the cold ground. Black Orc lay slumped, his entire body trembling uncontrollably. "Damn it!" The comment section immediately erupted in mocking laughter. "Haha, see, that's what happens when you try to flex dual axes without the skills." Yorund Ranfast let out a slight sigh, dropping a mocking remark. "Pathetic, you are no warrior. Go back to the kitchen and quietly serve as a maid." Viewers got another chance to tease. "Kitchen maid, that's fire. In Viking terms, that's an insult worse than cursing. Master of trash talk Yorund." He raised his voice, pointing challengingly. "Come on, next challenger, step up." At this point, Du Hayuk walked over to check on him. "Are you okay?" Black Orc gritted his teeth in frustration. "Kitchen maid, that's too much. Master Axeman, my dual axe skills aren't that bad, right?" He let out a confusing Hearing that, Black Orc got even more excited. "Right, I knew it. You'd acknowledge my skills, Professor." Du Hayuk clicked his tongue and said bluntly, "Well, rather than saying it's bad, it looks more like you have absolutely no skills at all." The comment masters burst out laughing upon hearing this. "The master roasts even harder than Yorund. Hilarious if the bro says so, what can you do? Bad, more like completely useless." Black Orc froze, completely speechless. He clenched his palms slightly, continuing, "And I noticed that besides specializing in getting wrecked," Black Orc irritably interrupted in tears. Okay, I get it, say no more." Everyone got another satisfying laugh. "Stop cyberbullying him, guys." Du Hayuk held the axe in his hand, beginning to analyze. "Actually, dual axes look flashy, but in reality, you need to use them in a very direct manner to be effective." Then he let out a soft sigh. If you watch my It Kills 2 gameplay, you'll understand it better." Black Orc smiled awkwardly, his face sullen. "But I did watch it for hours trying to copy it, to the point my muscles cramped up." Hearing that, he quickly covered his mouth, his eyes sparkling, so moved he was speechless. The crowd laughed again. "Wow, a true clown." "Listen, Black Orc, you don't have the skills, stop trying." Du Hayuk put his hand on his shoulder, sniffing repeatedly with a look of pity. "Keep trying, no matter how bad you fight, as long as you persevere." Black Orc felt something was wrong here. Even in the game It Kills 2, he was called a noob. Suddenly, a big spender appeared. "OnlyFax has issued a 100,001 mission bounty. Show us what you got, Master Axeman. Let's see if you can take down Yorund." Seeing this, Du Hayuk was very interested. "Oh, come to think of it, this is my first mission." Meanwhile, Black Orc was extremely annoyed. "Damn, if I could punch him, I'd give him a few hits." A series of accounts continuously issued missions with soaring bounties. Disciple of Lord Du Hayuk places a 100,001 bounty, adding another ticket for this bro. Kill Yorund places a 100,001 bounty, chipping in one ticket too. Viking Style places a 30,001 bounty. Du Hayuk's jaw dropped in amazement. "Thank you, everyone, but is this old man Yorund really that hard to beat?" Black Orc was equally surprised. "Exactly, Yorund is a retired madman vice-captain." Looking at the veteran general fighting with such zeal and bloodlust, he continued, "Even in the mid-game phase, he's still very strong." As if hearing the compliment, he burst into proud laughter. Yorund Ranfast swung his hand in a swift slash, accompanied by words of contempt. "You're so terrible I can't even bear to look at you anymore." The match ended, he was still very enthusiastically shouting, "Come on, who is the next challenger?" Meanwhile, viewers continued to place bounties. Baitikshu has placed a 100,001 bounty. There's no way he loses. No matter how strong Yorund is, he can't beat big bro Du Hayuk. "Shut your mouth, you're not old enough to speak." Seeing this, Du Hayuk had to calm them down. Now, everyone, don't argue." He lightly picked up the axe, muttering, just winning is too simple, let's see." Du Hayuk gently held the axe out in front of him. This made Yorund Ranfast a bit confused. He declared with a confident voice and a sharp demeanor, "If I win within 10 seconds, then it counts as completing the mission." Instantly, countless more bounties were added. Defeat Yorund in 10 seconds, let's go. This is basically giving away money, hilarious. Right, such a sweet deal. It's Yorund, not Black Orc, he can definitely last more than 10 seconds. Reading the comments, Black Orc startled and quickly defended himself. No guys, it's just because I'm not used to using axes. If I used the sword and shield combo, I'd win in less than 3 seconds. True, he can probably last more than 5 seconds. Black Orc crossed his arms in annoyance. Ah, seriously? On the other hand, Yorund chuckled lightly. You use dual axes too. He raised his hand in an arrogant challenge. All right, come here, kid. Let's see if you're worthy of wielding those dual axes. Very quickly, Du Hayuk raised the axe high, and he suddenly threw the axe forcefully forward. The axe spun rapidly in the air, but was quickly knocked away by Yorund. He laughed mockingly, full of pride, rushing to throw your axe right at the start. Du Hayuk didn't hesitate, closing in on the opponent in an instant, startling him slightly. He directly slashed with his axe, tearing through the air. Yorund immediately swung his weapon to block it just in time. He sneered, so throwing the axe was just a distraction. Finally, a worthy opponent appears. Du Hayuk raised his axe once again. Every action was witnessed by Black Orc in amazement. He thought to himself, "Ho!" He blocked it. This guy is completely different from the ones before. Even during his fight with Black Orc, his skills were outstanding. He paused for a few seconds to deduce. Does he train by learning from combat data and hunting his own techniques? That's called reinforcement learning, right? Looking at the smug Yorund, he knew for sure there would be stronger NPCs, but his own practical combat experience overwhelmed everything. Du Hayuk immediately took a defensive stance. Anyway, gotta take this guy down first. As he finished speaking, the dual axes in his hands blazed with power, pressure radiating around him. Yorund confidently praised, "Not bad fighting spirit." Then he kicked off the ground, charging forward. "Let me see if your skills match that will." On the other side, Du Hayuk also went on high alert. He quickly swung his axe, stopping the opponent's stormy attack. Meanwhile, Yorund continuously poured more force into his weapon. Unable to block it head-on, Du Hayuk lost his balance and fell backward. Yorund's strength is a level above mine. His eyes flashed with a sharp, bloodshot glint, instantly regaining his balance. In that case, Du Hayuk attacked with his leg. "I'll stop his combo attack." Yorund quickly used his weapon to block. His leg slid past the hilt, locking the opponent's weapon tightly. Du Hayuk used that hilt as leverage to leap high just as he attacked. Launch. Without hesitation, he gritted his teeth, his eyes flashing a terrifying look, and delivered a thunderous kick to Yorund's chin. The first strike. Next, he formed a fist, pouring all his strength into a heavy blow to the opponent's leg. Yorund gritted his teeth. "You brat." Du Hayuk continued to vault high. Die. His eyes constantly tracking the weapon blade that had just narrowly slashed past his face. Du Hayuk launched himself nimbly, executing a mid-air somersault directly, while Yorund followed the momentum and fell to the other side. Du Hayuk quickly stood on his back, the pressure from the heavy stomp making Yorund hack out a painful sound. He turned back, his face contorted with anger. "You little punk." Suddenly, Yorund's expression changed 180 degrees when he discovered something terrifying. Du Hayuk had the blade of the axe placed directly against his neck. The match is over. While Yorund was still stunned in amazement. Mission accomplished. Black Orc froze on the spot. "Whoa, this is insane." The comments also exploded. "Holy crap, F***seeking insane. Did he really end the match in 10 seconds? Oh my god, I'm passing out." Account Du Hayuk's true disciple donated 10,000 won with the comment, "Oh my god, you're going way too hard, Professor." Another account joined the fun. Entertaining AF, which guy said earlier that this was a sweet deal for Yorund. Du Hayuk looked up at the screen, smiling in satisfaction. "Thank you, everyone." At this moment, Yorund slowly stood up, clicking his tongue in praise. "Perfect strikes. It's as if I'm witnessing the son of Odin." Black Orc clenched his fists, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Wow, son of Odin is the highest praise among Vikings." Everyone was full of admiration. Did Yorund really say that? Damn, maximum respect level. Absolute peak. Yorund took the initiative to ask, What is your name, O warrior blessed by Odin? Du-Hyuk rested a hand on his hip, replying instantly, Gunnar. Gunnar, which is Du-Hyuk, the main character of Rise of Valhalla. He was extremely satisfied. A beautiful name worthy of a Viking, the game system announced. Jorund has recognized you. A hidden mission was officially given. Specific content. Wadna Odin, the Mad One, the god who governs war and grants strength to humans against their enemies. Gunnar, the great warrior personally blessed by Odin, worthy of the praise of all other warriors. Perhaps he carries the bloodline of Odin's subspecies. The system announced the current objective again. Gain warrior's recognition, 1-5. Du-Hyuk's jaw dropped in amazement. Oh, there's a hidden quest. Many comments appeared. Wow, epic. Already triggered a hidden quest. Damn, Jorund gives out the Son of Odin quest too. Black Orc was excited. This is crazy, guys. This has never been revealed before, right? Everyone nodded in confirmation. Yeah, probably. World first. I've never seen Jorund give this quest. Du-Hyuk was slightly surprised. So is this a risky trigger? Black Orc excitedly replied immediately. Yes, it's not a main quest but an extremely rare side quest. Not just anyone can get it. It's called the Son of Odin quest. He continued explaining. If a player receives the recognition of the warriors 5 times, they will achieve the title Son of Odin through this side quest. Du-Hyuk listened silently, growing more amazed the more he heard. Receiving this title was a milestone marking a true master of Valhalla. Black Orc raised a finger, continuing his presentation. This isn't the first time this quest has appeared, but as far as I know, this is the first time it's been triggered right in the tutorial area. Jorund stood with his arms crossed, listening as Black Orc's voice steadily continued. It's not that no one has ever defeated Jorund in the tutorial, but he has never given this quest to anyone before. Black Orc enthusiastically deduced. It's highly likely the unlock condition is related to the clear time. Since Du-Hyuk finished in 10 seconds, the threshold is probably between 10 and 30 seconds. Defeating Jorund within that time frame triggers the quest. Du-Hyuk rubbed his chin lightly. So there's a time limit. At this time, the account Chuck Djai Momo donated 1,001. Some people get called Son of Odin on their first try, while Black Orc is stuck with the title Kitchen Maid, even after playing N times. You gotta be a god to do what Du-Hyuk did. Hearing that, his face turned sour. Other comments piled on. Hilarious kitchen maid orc. Ha ha ha. Black Orc clenched his fists in protest. No, guys, I'm not that bad. It was just because of the dual axes. Try it and you'll see Du-Hyuk is a literal monster. Du-Hyuk placed a hand on his shoulder, joining the crowd to tease him. That's right. Like Black Orc said, if you don't have the skills, don't flex dual weapons. He was annoyed. What? He quickly adjusted his tone. I'm not saying Black Orc doesn't have skills, but using dual axes. Well, I mean you need to practice more. The comments kept crowding in. Hilarious, what's the difference? How many times does he have to hear it before it sinks in? Black Orc, you have no talent. Talent crisis. Hearing this, Black Orc could only grit his teeth, tears streaming down from frustration. He decisively drew his sword. This is too much. I can accept Du-Hyuk saying I lack skills, but you guys have no right to talk to me like that. Black Orc posed as if wanting to prove the crowd wrong. This time I will earn Jorund's recognition using my main weapon. Everyone was still dismissive. Switching to the sword and shield combo immediately. Shield plus sword is op-af. Without a shield, realistic mode is no different from hell. Du-Hyuk immediately cheered him on. Wow, you can do it, Black Orc. Everyone sighed again. Damn, the most half-hearted cheer I've ever heard. The most half-assed cheer in history right here. Laughing my ass off. An account named Cutso even added, feels like he's saying, let me see what other tricks you have. Black Orc growled, tears still falling. Stop it, you guys are killing my vibe, I'm ready to fight. Disciple of Master Axeman spoke up fairly. To be fair, Black Orc is still in the top 5 Valhalla players. Yeah, if it weren't for Du-Hyuk being too overpowered, Black Orc would be considered a big shot. Hearing this, his spirits finally lifted. Right, finally someone acknowledges me. But roasting him is still fun af. Stop talking and just fight, Black Orc. He immediately got into a ready stance. Just watch, I'll prove I'm no less than Du-Hyuk. I'll make you eat your words. Jorund lightly picked up his weapon, sneering. Done drinking your mother's milk and came back. Come on, new kitchen maid. From his position next to Du-Hyuk, his figure vanished in the blink of an eye. In just a moment, Black Orc charged right in front of the NPC. "I'll make you swallow those words immediately." Yoran stood completely still, not moving an inch. The comments rang out again. "Oh shit, I remember seeing this scene somewhere, guys. Same old scene. Preview for next episode, Black Orc gets wiped." Black Orc charged at a terrifying speed, swinging a cold, sharp sword towards Yoran Hranfast. But the veteran Viking general managed to use his weapon to block the attack by a hair's breadth. Yoran sneered smugly, dropping words of contempt. "Weakling, if you want to break my guard." Under the pressure from the block just now, Black Orc staggered, almost losing his balance. While speaking, the old man pulled his hand back into an iron fist. "Then you must strike harder." The moment Yoran's attack arrived, he immediately went on high alert. Black Orc gritted his teeth, spinning and dashing past extremely fast, trying to use his shield to protect himself. However, he still couldn't react in time, and took the full force of a heavy punch right to the abdomen. Yoran smiled faintly, full of delight. Yeah, that's the fighting spirit. That terrifying power slammed straight into his stomach, causing Black Orc immense pain, his whole body staggering. Yoran grew even more eager, landing another blow. Now it's starting to get interesting. Then the veteran general raised his giant axe high. "Let's have a proper fight." Instantly, the tip of Yoran's axe crashed down like a thunderbolt. Black Orc only barely managed to exhaust his strength, using the shield to block. He strained himself to stop the attack, accompanied by a desperate scream of pain. Regaining his momentum, Black Orc swung his arm hard, slashing horizontally with fierce determination. Yoran glanced at the bleeding wound on his cheek, growling in praise. "Not bad, you look like a real warrior." However, the old man immediately swung his arm forcefully through the air. "But it's not over yet." He charged again with a passionate heart. "Damn it, I am Black Orc of Valhalla." While the old man laughed continuously in delight, the viewers started commenting. "Black Orc actually has some skills, but why does it feel boring AF? Probably because Duhayuk's aura completely overshadowed it." Duhayuk stood watching, smiling with satisfaction. "Anyway, the sword-shield combo really made a difference. You calculate distance better, and your shield skills are way more proficient than when using axes." Suddenly, Black Orc lost his balance, was knocked away, and collapsed to the ground in extreme agony. He gritted his teeth in bitter resentment, glaring at the axe blade heading straight for his neck. Under the blazing red sunset, Yoran stood majestically and spoke. "It is over." Black Orc sat stunned, his face clearly showing his unwillingness to accept defeat. "Damn it." But the old man slightly curled his lips and said, "But regardless, changing weapons has made you somewhat useful." Instantly, the system sounded a solemn announcement. "Yoran has recognized you." Then Yoran turned his back, pointing and commanding, "Today's sparring session ends here. Dismissed." Duhayuk walked over to help Black Orc up. "You worked hard." He pursed his lips and sighed, but a gleam of joy shone in his eyes. "Finally got Yoran's recognition." Suddenly, Yoran turned his head and asked, "Hey, you two, are you confident in your hunting skills?" Duhayuk was a bit confused. "Ah, this must be a quest." Black Orc eagerly raised his hand. "Yes, of course, I'm actually a master archer." The old man nodded in satisfaction. "Good, then join the hunting party and gather food." Both immediately stood at attention and replied, "Yes, understood." The system simultaneously updated. "Prepare the hunting camp, 05. In the dead of night, after a period of searching, Black Orc managed to catch a rabbit. He exclaimed, "It's a rabbit this time." He picked up his bow, turning to ask Duhayuk, "Hey Duhayuk, you've just been watching this whole time. Have you ever shot a bow before?" Duhayuk hesitated a bit inwardly. "I've shot magic arrows, but—" He held the bow in his hand, looking very confident. "I've played with toy bows a few times, but this is my first time holding the real deal." Black Orc pointed at a tree in the distance. "So do you want to practice a bit?" Duhayuk nodded. "Sure," he continued. "Try aiming at that tree over there." Instantly, he knocked an arrow and raised the bow to aim. "First, control your breathing. Aim very carefully." He released the bowstring, the arrow flying straight ahead. However, the arrow completely missed, sliding past the rock next to it to everyone's surprise. Seeing this, Black Orc chuckled. "What was that? You missed." This made Duhayuk let out an embarrassed "ah." A viewer commented, "If you've never shot before, it's hard to hit." Du Hyuk wasn't too disappointed. That's true. I feel like if I try a few more times, I'll get the hang of it. Suddenly, Black Orc burst out laughing eagerly. So even Du Hyuk has something he's bad at. Don't worry, let me teach you how to shoot a bow. He pointed at himself cheerfully. After all, I'm the Robin Hood of Valhalla, Black Orc. Trust me, Du Hyuk, I got this covered. The chat mocked him. Look at him getting excited just because there's something he's better at. Yeah, but he also missed 3 or 4 times out of 10. Black Orc remained indifferent, replying, Hey, hitting that many is already peak performance anyway. Du Hyuk suddenly froze when he spotted a deer not far away. Seeing this, Black Orc shoved his hand against Du Hyuk's face, pushing him away. Oh, a deer! Step aside, Du Hyuk. Very quickly, he aimed his arrow straight at the prey. The bow is a weapon that requires time to master. It's time to show off my archery skills honed from Valhalla and medieval games. Having said that, Black Orc released the bowstring, the arrow tearing through the wind straight ahead. 1 shot, 1 kill. But the arrow embedded itself into a tree trunk instead of the deer. On the contrary, the deer was startled by the noise. Comments rolled in continuously. Hilarious, missed by 80 kilometers. 1 shot, 1 kill, more like a heart-stopping miss. The deer is running away. Black Orc hurriedly got into position to aim again. Wait. Meanwhile, the deer was extremely terrified, running for its life. He was about to yell, this time, for sure, but Du Hyuk pushed him aside. Forget it, step aside for me. He didn't need a bow and arrow. Using just his bare hands, he lightly threw his hatchet forward. Instantly, the deer took the hit, letting out a painful sound before collapsing on the spot. The viewers were astounded. Did you just slaughter it with an axe throw? How did you do that? Black Orc also had to bow in respect. Wow, so epic. Looking at the dead deer, Du Hyuk laughed and replied, It's not hard. Just predict where the enemy is moving and throw the axe there, that's it. The comments were utterly convinced. Spot on, this guy is the boss of playing with axes. The correct way to throw an axe, just throw it and it hits. Du Hyuk slowly walked over to pick up his slightly blood-stained hatchet. Suddenly, the system displayed a notification. Chain quest, ambush. This startled Black Orc. Du Hyuk, the chain quest popped up. A group of Saxon soldiers was scheming to target the Viking fort. On the other side, a group of Saxon soldiers was secretly observing from afar. A group of Vikings moved out earlier. There are at most 10 enemies left here now. The leader ordered immediately, Garrett, this is our chance. Quickly notify the captain. Garrett received the order and executed it immediately. Understood, I will continue to observe them. System information. After receiving the report from the scout, the Saxon army decided to attack. An elite Saxon army was assembled. Among them, Carol, the army's elite warrior, spoke with fierce determination. Those Viking scums are targeting our territory. Let's send them straight to hell. Emergency notification from the system. Enemies are targeting the fort. Both Du Hyuk and Black Orc fell uncharacteristically silent. The system continued. Return to the camp before the enemies arrive. Time until the ambush is 7 hours and 59 minutes. Du Hyuk gripped his weapon, his expression turning serious. Looks like the real game has finally begun. A viewer commented, If you kill them with an axe, I'll donate 5,000 won for each one, deal. Hearing this, he became excited. Deal. Thanks for the mission, my dual axe murderer bro. Black Orc urged, Then let's hurry back, I know the way, follow me. Du Hyuk spaced out, asking blankly, Go back where? He answered innocently, We need to return to the fort. The more we delay, the more Vikings will die. Du Hyuk held up a finger to stop him. Can't we just block their path? Hearing this, Black Orc was utterly stunned. He explained excitedly, I mean, each one is worth 5,000 won. It'd be a waste to let the other Vikings steal those kills. Black Orc frowned deeply. Du Hyuk, there are around 20 enemies in this ambush. Are you planning to take them all on with just the 2 of us? Many accounts continuously donated. Hilarious, this streamer's mindset is completely different from ours. But to earn 5,000 won per kill, you can only use your axes. This guy wants to hog all 20 kills. Wow, this is getting interesting already. Du Hyuk nodded decisively. All right, then let's go. Black Orc couldn't believe it. Wait, hold on, are you really going to do it this way? Under the dim light of the crescent moon, an order echoed. Everyone stay alert. Carol shouted to his soldiers. We are just a little bit away from closing in on the enemy base. Suddenly, something spun violently through the air. A Saxon soldier was immediately hit, falling to the ground in pain. Carol instantly realized the situation, warning the army. "It's an ambush, be careful." Two figures appeared, one was Duhayak, the other was Blackork. "Vikings, there are only two of them." Carol cursed, "Idiots, what the hell can they do with just two of them?" Meanwhile, Duhayak was already charging forward aggressively. Blackork panicked, calling after him, "Hey, wait, you can't just charge in like that." The Saxon veteran general ordered, "You must have lost your minds, everyone attack." The entire army surged forward following the command. Duhayak burst into arrogant laughter, "First to attack, first to die." He threw his axe straight at a soldier, making him scream in pain. Without a moment's hesitation, Duhayak delivered a fatal punch that sent another one flying far away. He smoothly picked up a hatchet. Then he struck the poor soldier's neck hard, decapitating him on the spot. Another swung his sword forcefully, but Duhayak crouched low to dodge it. "Die." He casually landed an extremely powerful punch to his face. Annoyed, Duhayak kicked another one, then used the momentum to punch him hard. Carol watched warily as Duhayak beat his comrades to a pulp without missing a single strike. Carol yelled angrily, "You bastard, stop right now." A viewer spoke up, "Hey Blackork, what the hell are you doing? Can't you fight? Duhayak is taking on a dozen enemies by himself." Only then did he charge forward, replying gleefully, "Ha, here I come." He leapt high, swinging his sword in a sharp slash. "This time, through this elite warrior Carol, I'll prove my true skills." Duhayak swung his arm, slashing forcefully across an enemy's neck. "Wow, already bagged 6 kills. He paused, his sharp gaze sweeping across the battlefield. "So that's a hexakill. I wonder if Blackork is doing his part well." On this side, Blackork was struggling to defend against Carol's stormy attacks. He cried out for help with difficulty. "Duhayak, help me." Seeing this, he hesitated and observed, "Looks like you're still doing fine." Blackork cried tearlessly as Carol relentlessly pressured him. "Are you joking? Save me." The chat took the opportunity to roast him again. "You're about to see the respawn screen? You can still breathe, take your time." "Hilarious. Blackork, you should at least be able to carry your own weight." Duhayak turned away, saying happily, "Let me focus on whittling down the enemy forces first." Blackork screamed in despair as Carol kept attacking furiously. "You damn bastard." Right at this moment, an enemy unexpectedly rushed in for a sneak attack. "Die." Duhayak frowned, slashing hard across his neck in an instant. After severing that guy's arm, he poured his strength into charging towards the remaining enemies to continue the fight. Duhayak took the initiative, swinging his axe and closing in on another soldier. His eyes flashed with a cold, sharp look, showing no mercy as he forcefully swung multiple times, fresh blood splattering in the air. The Saxon soldier panted in despair before his terrifying combat skills. Immediately after, he was decapitated instantly. The headless corpse flew powerlessly into the air, hands still tightly gripping the shield. Duhayak on this side followed up with another horizontal slash, his explosive power radiating a blinding light. "Holy shit, Duhayak is wiping them out all by himself." He stood among the scattered corpses, breathing a soft sigh of relief. Behind him, there were still 6 soldiers on high alert. "Only 6 left, huh?" They suddenly froze, letting out sounds of fear. "Why are these NPCs scared? If I were those soldiers, I would have pissed my pants too." Duhayak also couldn't help but wonder inwardly. "It's just a game, can NPCs really feel fear?" He initiated the teasing. "Hey, are they really planning to run away?" Carol was still slamming hard against Blackork's shield. Seeing his side situation like this, he shouted, "What are you doing? Don't panic, keep fighting." The Saxon soldiers were so terrified they dropped their swords to the ground. I can't do this. Run." Faced with Duhayak wielding dual axes, radiating murderous intent. They fled for their lives in terror. "That guy is a monster. If we stay here, we're dead." Witnessing Duhayak crush their side, Carol's remnants were terrified out of their wits, turning around and fleeing in chaos. "That guy is a monster. At this rate, we'll all be killed." A sarcastic comment popped up. They're running away in panic." Duhayak swung his weapon, snorting coldly. "I can't let them escape that easily." The axe in his hand was thrown with terrifying force, tearing through space into a bright streak of light. One guy took a direct hit to the head, collapsing on the spot. The comrade next to him witnessed this horrifying scene, and his jaw dropped in terror. That soldier was frightened out of his wits, only able to scream tragically, "Ah, ah." But the very next second, it was his turn to fall after just a single strike. The comments competed to praise him. "Wow, one shot, one kill? Yeah, thought you could escape. Dream on, haha." Someone curiously asked Du Hyuk, "You don't have an axe anymore, how are you gonna catch them?" Du Hyuk calmly pulled out the arrows tucked in his pants leg. "Phew, let's try using the bow this time." Another comment expressed surprise. "Huh, using a bow, so the axe mission ends here." He calmly drew the bowstring tight, his vision highly focused straight ahead. "No, I've got it all planned out." The moment the arrow left the bowstring, someone again offered a disparaging remark. "But your archery skills are terrible." Sure enough, the arrow grazed past and almost hit the leg of a soldier running madly. That soldier startled and screamed, causing many to rush in and mock. "Ha ha ha, see? Sai, what are you doing? Where are you aiming, dude?" Du Hyuk looked back at the hand holding the bow, muttering to himself, Now I'm starting to get the rhythm." Du Hyuk once again drew his bow, aiming at another soldier. He declared loudly, "Gotta aim properly this time." The comments started jeering. "Ha ha ha, just give it up, bro, that's not how you shoot a bow." Du Hyuk released the string, the arrow tearing through the wind. One down. The arrow flew swiftly, piercing the thigh of the soldier running for his life. He hissed in pain. "Gah!" A comment expressed curiosity. "Oh." Du Hyuk continued to draw his bow and aim, affirming with certainty, "Just aim for the legs like this." The next arrow pierced the soldier's other leg, making him howl in pain. "Gah!" After that, a series of soldiers all suffered crippling hits from Du Hyuk, the comments buzzing with guesses. "Don't tell me this is scripted, bro. How is he hitting so accurately?" Yet another arrow buried itself into another soldier's thigh. Someone commented in awe, "Insane, you can actually do that." Right as the exhausted soldier collapsed due to injuries, Du Hyuk silently closed in from behind, swinging his axe to finish him. That soldier panicked, turning around to beg in despair, "Please spare my life." Du Hyuk coldly swung his axe to send the soldier off, saying, "Then finish it with an axe and it's done." Radiating murderous intent, he turned his head to look behind. There, a white-haired guy was crawling on the ground, groaning in agony. Seeing Du Hyuk preparing to approach, the white-haired guy fearfully backed away in terror. "No, don't come over here." He screamed frantically in despair amidst the desolate battlefield. Ultimately, he still couldn't escape Du Hyuk's axe blade. Tragic screams echoed through the forest and mountains. He looked at the bloody corpse on the ground, commenting calmly, "Pretty easy." The comments pressed with questions. "You're saying you mastered archery after just a few shots? Sounds absolutely unreal. Jumong reincarnated, guys, oh my god." Someone curiously asked him, "But you were shooting terribly just a moment ago, how did you get so good?" Du Hyuk raised an eyebrow and replied, "Archery, just try shooting a few times and it naturally gets better." Netizens joked and flattered. "The master always says it's super easy, just do it and it works. Spot on, haha, brand name quality is just different." "Exactly." Du Hyuk gripped the axe tightly, his gaze hardening. Now there's only Carol left. As soon as he turned around, he saw Black Orc being pummeled by Carol's sword. He struggled to use his shield to block, roaring Du Hyuk's name. "I'm dying a slow death over here. Du Hyuk, don't just stand there and watch." Carol furiously swung his sword down at Black Orc's position. "Where are you looking?" Black Orc nimbly rolled to the side to dodge by a hair's breadth. "Ah!" A comment popped up mocking him. "Ha ha ha, he's eating a mouthful of dirt." Du Hyuk commented somewhat blankly, "Oh dear, rolling like that is poor technique." Carol gritted his teeth, swinging his sword decisively. "You little rat." Black Orc miserably raised his shield to defend, yelling loudly, "Du Hyuk, I need your help right now." Du Hyuk snapped out of his thoughts. "Huh." Black Orc yelled in frustration, "Are your ears clogged or what? Please save me." As soon as he finished speaking, Carol lunged like a wild beast, a thunderous strike shattering the shield he was holding to pieces. At the same time, the brutal slash also snapped Black Orc's sword in half. The veteran general let out a piercing scream, then brought his sword down with immense power. Stripped of all weapons, Black Orc had nothing left to shield himself. He screamed in terror. In the nick of time, Du Hayuk appeared right on cue, swinging his axe to cut between the two of them. Carol's eyes widened, mad with rage. You. Du Hayuk leaned slightly. He prepared to execute a finishing spin. The axe tore through the air, and Carol's head instantly separated from his neck. The system announced, ambush mission accomplished. Everyone was full of admiration. The master solo carried the whole thing. I'm so shocked. Bro, let me go change my underwear. He looked at Black Orc kneeling on the ground in a pathetic state and asked, Are you okay? He struggled to let out a grunt. Black Orc wiped the blood from his chin, complaining to Du Hayuk, You could have helped earlier. Du Hayuk smiled faintly and replied, Sorry, I didn't think you needed any help. Hearing that, he was stunned and confused. Huh. He pouted and explained casually. Usually people get mad if their prey gets stolen, right? Plus, it wasn't a crisis situation or anything. Black Orc got mad, almost crying, pointing his finger at Du Hayuk's face and scolding him endlessly. If that wasn't a crisis situation, what is, dude? He recounted innocently. Well, at least an arm should be hanging off or guts spilling out. He practically wanted to chew Du Hayuk alive. That's fatal right there, he stammered to argue back, but at least one of the 12 internal organs should. He sulked resentfully. If you didn't want to help, just say it straight. Right at this moment, from a distance, the silhouettes of 3 muscular men ran towards them, shouting loudly, Gunnar. Black Orc recognized the familiar tone and turned his head in surprise. Huh, Yorund. Yorund ran fast, rushed over. He didn't care about Black Orc at all, even shoving him aside. Move. Yorund gripped Du Hayuk's shoulders tightly, asking anxiously and repeatedly, Are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? He replied awkwardly. Yes, I'm fine. Poor Black Orc, injured and abandoned, called out tremblingly, Ouch, 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 Yorund. What about me? Before he could finish speaking, his subordinates running up accidentally kicked him away. They yelled worriedly, Gunnar, Lord Yorund. Everyone gathered around Du Hayuk asking, There are no enemies left in the area. Gunnar, are you all right? Only Black Orc lay on the ground, hurt and crying. Cough, sniff. Damn it, I'm quitting the game for today. He replied hesitantly, I'm fine, but Black Orc is. Huh. As soon as he turned to look, the person had disappeared. The system announced, BLACKORC has logged out. Yorund laughed heartily. Ignore that kid, I'm glad you're not hurt. The comments happily chimed in. Haha, so pitiful af. Du Hayuk thought to himself, the tutorial ends here, huh? I heard from this point on it's gonna be an open world. He asked himself, what should I do first? The system announced, User Eclipse has placed a 500,001 mission bounty. If you defeat Iron Fist Beowulf with your current gear, I'll add another 500. Time remaining, 11 hours, 59 minutes. Du Hayuk smiled eagerly, the comments teased. Wow, 1,000,001 mission bounty. Already got a sugar daddy, damn. Du Hayuk made up his mind. Oh, Beowulf. I don't know who that is, but for 1,000,001, I'll do my absolute best. Yorund worriedly tried to stop him. Wait, are you planning to fight Beowulf? It's too much for you alone. He continued, I have no choice, I will join you too. Du Hayuk was surprised with a huh. The system announced, Recruit Companion is now available. He asked, wondering, but what's the benefit of recruiting a companion? The comments immediately answered, if you blow the horn, they'll appear to help you right away. Du Hayuk declared boldly, I understand, then let's go together, Commander. Yorund Hranfast replied, a wise decision. He ordered, you prepare the horses. The subordinates answered, yes, Commander. On the way, both rode their horses side by side. Du Hayuk was a bit curious, but who exactly is Beowulf? He asked back. Iron Fist Beowulf. Yorund's expression turned slightly serious. He answered heavily. He was once a loyal Drengr serving the king, but when the king passed away, he lost his honor. He continued the story. I heard he is hiding somewhere in West Sussex, specializing in attacking neighboring villages. Now he has lost himself, but Beowulf was once a renowned warrior under Ragnar, a great warrior seemingly blessed by Odin. Someone like you might be able to lead him back to Valhalla. The system announced the current objective, Warriors Recognition 1-5, find Beowulf and gain the Warriors Recognition. The comments jumped in surprise, perfect mission prediction. Damn nice, perfect timing. After arriving, Yorund and Du Hayuk break their horses hard. He shouted loudly, "Whoa, whoa, we're here. That is Beowulf's camp." They stood on the edge of the cliff looking down below. A sprawling, crude camp appeared. Human silhouettes could be clearly seen moving about through the smoldering lights. Yorund handed Du Hayuk a horn and instructed, "I have a past relationship with Beowulf, so I will wait here. If you need my strength, blow this horn." He pulled the reins, galloping his horse forward. "Understood, I'll go ahead then." "Ha!" A viewer's comment expressed worry. "Hey, you can't just charge straight in like that, bro. There's a mountain of bandits in that camp." A gate guard quickly spotted Du Hayuk galloping towards them. "Huh," he declared decisively. "Then I'll have to clear them all out to find Beowulf." Another comment wondered, "Can't the master just sneak in and take out Beowulf to finish the mission quickly?" Two gate guards warily raised their spears, pointing them straight at Du Hayuk. "Halt!" He forcefully urged his horse to charge right through them. A brave Viking doesn't do sneak attacks. Soon the patrol guards inside the camp heard the commotion. Someone looked out suspiciously. Du Hayuk decisively rode his horse, kicking the gate open and storming into the camp. "Ha!" The soldiers hurriedly yelled the alarm. "Enemy attack, enemies!" He rode his horse at lightning speed, while continuously shooting arrows throughout the camp. The wind-tearing arrows pierced through the heads of the soldiers below, fresh blood splattering along with tragic screams. He also casually shot an arrow through the throat of another guy who was about to turn and run. All the soldiers charged together to surround and attack Du Hayuk. "Kill him, stab him to death for me." Two soldiers simultaneously thrust their spears into the neck and belly of the horse he was riding, making it neigh painfully into the sky. Du Hayuk lightly vaulted high into the air, drawing his bow to aim straight at the heads of the soldiers below. Arrows flew out rapidly like a torrential downpour. Three guys took hits consecutively, coughing up blood and dying on the spot. He landed aggressively with great majesty, becoming the center of attention, forcing the surrounding soldiers to cautiously back away. Du Hayuk glanced slightly at a soldier sneaking up behind him. The vanguard soldiers screamed orders. "Damn it, raise your shields." Du Hayuk sneered with full arrogance. "Shields, in that case." He casually dropped his bow to the ground. "Let's put away these cowardly weapons to save the trouble." Du Hayuk gently picked up his dual axes, slowly speaking up. "From now on." He pointed his axes at the soldiers in front of him, boldly declaring, "I will wipe you all out with these dual axes."